guys. Well, we'll go ahead and get started here today. And yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Nelson from Tampa, Florida in the house. We're from Tampa as well. Coming to you from Palm Harbor here right now. So same area. Abdijani said, nice try pronouncing my name, boss. Yes, I tried my best. All right, guys. So let's get into it. The 5 steps to launch a successful e-commerce business in 2018. Let's just get straight into it. Now, first things first, let's enter into the anti-distraction zone. We don't want to be on our phones while we're doing this. We don't want to be on Facebook. Guys, you came here to build businesses, right? It's not just important to me that you pay attention. You raised your hand and told me it's important for you to learn how to launch this business successfully and to actually get it done. So why not, let's turn everything off for the next 2 hours here. I'm going to give you one of the best webinar presentations you've ever seen, 100% guaranteed. I'm going to ask at the end, how good was this webinar? And as you'll see, most people say it's one of the best they've ever seen. I don't leave anything out. I'm going to give you every piece of the puzzle, everything you need to go out there and actually start this business for yourself. So do that. Don't take notes. Don't sit on Facebook. Don't go on the news. To be an entrepreneur, guys, you have to be impervious to all of these distractions. So many different businesses trying to invade your life every single day, right? The news is trying to freak you out every day, and the financial news. And there's all this information that people are trying to distract you with. And to be a successful entrepreneur, to be someone that, really changes the world rather than just goes with the change, you have to be impervious to this distraction. So I want to enter into the anti-distraction zone. I want to turn the phones face down. I want to turn off Facebook. I want to get out of your email, get out of the news. And let's just actually build this business together for the next 2 hours, because that's what you guys are here for. Laura said, great weather in SoCal. Yes, same here in Florida. So 2 best states. Texas is good too. E-commerce is exploding right now. Gold rush style opportunity. I'm not going to spend too much time on this slide because you guys already know this, but I think Amazon is now the best investment you could have possibly made since the Great Depression. So if we put Amazon stock in here, let's see what they've done since 2008. In 2008, they were at under $50. Today, they're at just about $1,400. So this company, if you bought a share of Amazon in 2008, for every $100 you put in, you would have $2,735. This stock is up 2,735%. So absolutely outrageous growth. There's literally never been growth like this before. Jeff Bezos is now the richest person in human history, way richer than Warren Buffett or Bill Gates. I mean, geez, it's possible that within the next year or two, Jeff Bezos will be richer than Warren Buffett and Bill Gates combined. So, I mean, the behemoth that is Amazon, this is driving the growth of our economy, guys. This is it. Like, e-commerce is driving all of the growth in the world economy right now. It is absolutely huge, to the point that Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, is now richer than the person who created the personal computer revolution, right? Combine Steve Jobs and Bill Gates up, doesn't touch Jeff Bezos. So absolutely incredible. Very possible that Amazon becomes the first $1 trillion company. They are currently worth about $700 billion today. And guys, over 50% of Amazon sales are from third-party sellers. What does that mean? That means that people like you and I are making most of the sales on Amazon. It's not Amazon selling this stuff. They have created a marketplace for third-party sellers like us to go in and sell our goods to their customers, and it is hugely, hugely valuable because of that. Literally changing the world economy around us, Amazon. So you guys all know Amazon. It is huge. Amazon's over 2 times bigger since last December. For the last several years, Amazon has nearly doubled in size year over year, which, guys, anyone that has been in business a while knows that a $700 billion company shouldn't really be able to double at all, let alone in a year. So this is a level of growth that literally has never been seen before in human history. Amazon, again, changing the entire world economy around us. And outside of Amazon, you're seeing all these other companies change the world around us, right? Alibaba has become a huge force in everyone's life. Alibaba touches every person's life here, even if you don't know it yet. So this industry that has come up since 2008 is massive. This is driving the growth of the economy. It is taking over the entire retail sector. I'm sure you guys have seen like, Best Buy, Circuit City, all of these retail companies are falling apart. Radio Shack, Sports Authority, like go down the list. The retail stores are falling like dominoes. And it's not like all those dollars are just disappearing. All those dollars are being spent online with people like you. So this is just a massive opportunity. Not only is there a massive, change, like money is changing hands. Lots of money is changing hands, going from retailers to e-commerce sellers, and it's just massive. It's just massive. So huge opportunity for new entrepreneurs because, again, you're seeing the entire retail industry that has thrived since World War II be disintegrated and replaced with people like you selling small branded e-commerce products. So let's get into how to actually do that. So super quick dabble into my story. Obviously, no one here really wants to hear about me, and I understand that. So we're going to go right through this as quick as we can. I was born to a very poor family. My parents were 17 when they had me. And so we were on public aid and all that fun stuff. But by the time I was 5 years old and my parents were like 22 or 23, my parents decided to go out on their own, risk it all, the little that they had, and become entrepreneurs. And they started their own company in, I think it was 1996, and sold it in 1999. So perfect timing, dot-com bubble, got in, got out. And from that age, I saw the incredible power of entrepreneurship, because we went from public aid to them selling that company. And the first thing we did was we moved to Florida, and my parents got new cars and stuff. So we were out of the rat race almost instantaneously, just from a few years of hard work from my parents. So I saw from a very early age the power of entrepreneurship, the raw power of self-reliance, the ability to be independent and to go out there and do what you want to do and make more money than anyone else doing it. So entrepreneurship, it seemed to me, was the only way to go. I did not, from the time I was 10 years old, I did not understand why people were going to school. This whole school thing seemed completely backwards to me. This whole job thing seemed super risky to me. Like if my boss just wakes up one day and decides that he doesn't want me anymore, there goes job security, right? So I was, we all go through the school system where we're sold this idea that that the school system is going to give us security. The job is going to give us security. But nothing could be further from the truth, right? Self-reliance and independence is what gives you that, is what gives you security. Just having a 9-to-5 job, that's not security. So I just never understood this school thing. I saw my parents thrive in entrepreneurship, and I just didn't understand why everyone wasn't entrepreneurs. Like this whole going to school, getting a job thing seemed like the biggest, most backwards joke I could ever see. And I was 10 years old. So I knew from the time I was 10 years old that I was dropping out of school and I was going to be an entrepreneur. The whole thing, like I can't describe to you with words how bizarre the entire school job system was to me. Colleges and corporate 9-to-5 jobs, it's just the most backwards, archaic system I've ever seen. So I knew I wasn't going to go into that. I knew from 10 years old that I was never going to work for someone else, and that I was going to drop out of school the earliest I possibly could. So at 10 years old, I said, man, I am going to be an entrepreneur, and I started trying everything. At 10 years old, you can't really do anything, right? I was like walking into local businesses trying to sell them marketing services and stuff, and they would pretty much laugh me out because I was like a 10-year-old kid. Of course, they're not going to buy anything from a 10-year-old kid. So I tried all these different get-rich-quick schemes, and for years and years and years, I tried and tried and tried. Obviously, I had no idea what I was doing. Like, this is from 10 to 13 years old. So I had no idea what I was doing, no business skills, no connections. Like, don't think I was successful at this time. I was just struggling and trying to find my way, trying to prove to myself that it was somehow possible for me to create a life for myself outside of the college and corporate 9-to-5 system. So I knew I was going to be an entrepreneur, and I knew that I was going to live with my parents until I was 18. So I might as well figure this stuff out now so that by the time I'm 18, I don't have to go get a job and I don't have to go to college, and I can just go out on my own and be an entrepreneur. So the way I actually got into importing and e-commerce was my dad actually told me, and he had discovered that I was skipping school quite a bit. And he walked in my room one day, and he had heard a story about this kid. He was a 17-year-old kid that was selling counterfeit hair straighteners on eBay. And he heard the story about this kid, came home and told me and basically said, hey, dude, I know you're not going to school, so here's an idea. It seems to be working for this other, underage entrepreneur. Might as well give this one a shot. So that's how I got into importing and e-commerce. This is a picture of me when I first got into e-commerce, guys. So if anyone here is like, man, I'm not smart enough to do this business, I'm not experienced enough. This is not a smart kid. This is not an experienced kid. This is not an educated kid, right? I dropped out of high school, guys. I don't have a high school diploma. So every person here is probably more educated than I am. So if I'm able to do this, you're absolutely going to be able to do this. If a high school dropout is able to do this, then why shouldn't you be able to do it, right? I am no smarter than anyone else here. All I did was burnt the bridges behind me and said, I am not going to have a safety net. I am only going to be an entrepreneur. And I did that from a very early age. And that's really the main decision that I attribute to my success today. So everyone here can do this stuff, simple stuff. Guys, I did this business when I first got started in 2003. FBA was not a thing. Back when I got started, people said, why are you selling on Amazon when eBay is so much bigger? So completely different e-commerce world. I've seen this whole thing change over the past few years, and it's just been a wild world to be a part of. So bigger opportunity than ever before right now, because Amazon just continues to make this such a big opportunity for new entrepreneurs. Like, there's never been quite so much opportunity for new entrepreneurs, because you can go out there and get started right now today using Amazon's fulfillment systems, Amazon's warehouses, and not have to buy your own warehouses. Like, I had to ship and store everything myself for years and years and years. You guys just get to run this like an online business. Inventory hits the Amazon warehouse, it gets sold. Simple stuff. So let me finish up my story, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the actions you should actually be taking to start this thing. So my first moneymaker were counterfeits. Again, I was like 13 years old, so I heard about this kid making money with counterfeit hair straighteners. So I said, hey, this counterfeit thing's probably good. So I started off with like Chanel purses, Gucci purses, expanded into all sorts of different things. These P90X workout guides I made an absolute killing on, because these things I got from the actual Beachbody factory, the actual P90X factory. So these were real, genuine P90Xs that I was buying factory direct for like $4 a piece. And then I'd go sell them for like, I didn't care, anywhere from $40 to $140, and made an absolute killing on these things. So this is like, I don't want anyone here to go into counterfeits. Don't go into counterfeits. It is not a good business. It is, it's very legally gray area. You can get sued very easily in counterfeits. But I do want to be honest and transparent with how I got into this business. Guys, I was 13 years old, and I did these. And the great thing about these, and my big eureka moment here was, again, I was 13 years old. So whenever I tried to sell anything, people would pretty much laugh at me because I was 13 years old. No one's taking me seriously at 13 years old. But with e-commerce, you don't have to work your way up some ladder. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to pay your dues with e-commerce, because no one knows who's behind the e-commerce brand. The brand and the product itself gives the customer that first impression. So now people are going to judge your product or your brand and not you. So if you don't have a ton of success already, a lot of different business models, you need a ton of success, and you need to pay your dues, and you need to network and get connections. But e-commerce is not that. You can go out as a 13-year-old kid, and no one's going to know, like, if your product is just as good as Apple's product or something, let's just say, like, no one's going to be thinking, yeah, but who's behind this company? Is it a 13-year-old kid? No, they're going to see an incredible product and an incredible brand, and they're going to buy it, and they're going to love it regardless of who's behind it. So this is one of the main reasons I love e-commerce, is you don't have to have this big elaborate resume, this big successful track record. You can just go out there and start from scratch and start making that incredible first impression to your customers right off the bat, as if your company's already been around for 20 years, right? So awesome stuff. Now, obviously, my counterfeit operation only lasted about a year. I think even less than a year. And it was pretty good while I did it. Even these purses, I was buying these purses for like $10, $15 a piece, selling them for, anywhere from $40 to $200. I was never selling these as authentic. I was always selling them as knockoffs, but people wanted them. So I sold them, went really well. And eventually I got the cease and desist, though. You know, if you're selling counterfeits, you're eventually going to get a cease and desist. A cease and desist is basically, you know, if you're selling fake Nike goods, let's say, Nike's going to send you a cease and desist, and it's going to say, hey, stop selling fake Nike stuff or else we're going to sue the living daylights out of you. So I was, you know, didn't want to get sued, so I stopped selling at that point. You kind of shut down my counterfeit business at that point, and I still have a few of these products laying around my house. Like I still have one of these P90X guides sitting in the other room in my house right now. So cease and desist, cut off all selling, stopped the counterfeit business, but I knew that I could do this. Like, this was the big eureka moment. I was 13 years old. I wasn't able to do anything because I was 13. I didn't have, like, no one trusted me because I was 13. No one's going to give money to a 13-year-old. But with e-commerce, no one knew how old I was, right? I was able to create a brand image that interacted with the customer, that created that perception that I wanted them to have. It wasn't them judging me. It was judging the product and the brand. And I had great products and great brands, so people loved them. So I knew that I could be successful with this. I said, man, I'm already selling stuff online. Let's just find some legit stuff that I'm not going to get in trouble for selling. Thought this was going to be really easy, a little bit more difficult than I thought. I don't know how many of you guys have been 13, 14 years old, but you tend to overestimate your abilities and underestimate how difficult things are. So I tried going legit, and it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of research. This is when I really started skipping school. Once there was a point when I was selling counterfeits, when I was making more money than my teachers were. And these teachers, I would tell them about what I was doing, all excited, and they would dismiss what I was doing and try to say that it was a bad thing what I was doing and that I should just focus on this textbook. I thought this whole thing was ridiculous. Like, the entire concept of school, I am just entirely against. So this is when I really started skipping school. When I started making more money than my teachers, I knew that these people had no idea what they were talking about and that I was going to build a much better life for myself within a couple years while I was still in school than they were trying to give me advice for. So this is when I really started skipping school. My senior year of high school, I actually missed 97 out of 180 days. So over half of the days of school, I was not there. I was at home just sitting in my room all day, every day, trying to get this business to work. Whatever I could find. Like, guys, it was a much different world back there. There weren't like tons of blogs. This is 2004, 2005 when I'm talking about right now. So there were no blogs, there were no podcasts, there were no YouTube channels. I had to just get in the trenches and try everything I could and fail as much as I could before I turned 18 and had to go get a job, right? So I always say I was kind of like a mad scientist, literally like sitting in my room, lights off, didn't even know if it was day or nighttime, pulling my hair out, trying to get this business to freaking work. And obviously I eventually got it, but tons of mistakes and setbacks along the way. And I'm going to go through here, guys, a few of the different product mistakes that I've made. And hopefully this will, write this stuff down, the actual mistakes that I've made, because these are common mistakes that new e-commerce entrepreneurs make. So as long as you know about these mistakes, you can avoid them. But definitely want to keep track of these. So the first product that I screwed up with was patio furniture sets. These things were way too heavy to ship around. So like if you have a product that's this heavy, you need a discounted shipping account. Like now I have a 70% discount with FedEx and UPS, so it doesn't matter. Like now I can ship heavy stuff around and it's fine. But back when I was first getting started, I didn't realize that shipping companies had these like 60, 70, 80% discounts that they give out. So I was trying to ship this super heavy stuff and obviously it didn't work. It was just way too heavy. So I sold like 10 of these things and they all sold well and they were profitable and everything. But when it came time to actually ship these things around, it became a nightmare because 2 of them got broken in shipping or damaged in shipping. So now all of a sudden I had these 2 patio furniture sets that I had to get back from the customer. I had to get them new patio furniture sets. It was an absolute nightmare. So the weight limit that I recommend for new e-commerce entrepreneurs now is like 2.5 pounds. 2.5 pounds. Anything over 2.5 pounds, you should probably not do for your first product. Your first like 5 products should be small, light, and simple to ship. 2.5 pounds, a really good point. after that, I went into the lightest thing I could find. I was like, dude, I don't like shipping costs. So I'm going to go with the cheapest thing I could find. And the cheapest thing I could find were these mattress sheets. And, mattress sheets, I thought they were good. Like I bought like 10 of these things, and I think I was 15 or 16 at the time. So how does a 15, 16-year-old kid validate mattress sheets? They literally open them up, throw them on the mattress, roll around in them, and then I said, yeah, I think these are sheets, so let's sell them. So I went ahead and sold these sheets. But the problem is I didn't test this product the same way that a customer was going to test this product. So I thought the products were great. And when I tested them, I went out, and once I started seeing that they were selling, I went out and I bought like 200 of them right off the bat. And once I ordered those 200, customers started to wash these sheets. And when they washed the sheets, the colors were bleeding everywhere, and everything else in the washer with it was turning like blue. And this was an absolute nightmare. So how do you avoid this? You just have to validate the product. Like don't even give the product away. Sell the product to people that are actually going to use it, even if it's discounted. Like sell it to friends and family for 50% off or something, or even better, sell it to customers for 50% off, and see what they think about it. Because honestly, I used to think that I could validate my own products, but after a while, you realize that customers use your product in different and more intensive ways than you're going to figure out how to when you're testing it. So the best thing you can do is just get these products into the hands of customers and let them test the product before you start scaling up and before you start buying tons of product in bulk. After that, we went into the Yes We Cannabis shirt market, and this was in the Obama years. This was like 2007, and yes, we can. Yes, we cannabis. We thought this was just an incredible business idea. Didn't even test this thing. We just went out and bought 1,000 of them right off the bat. And I still have like 800 of them. They're all in my garage. So with this product, we just grew too quickly. And this is actually a really complex topic, so I'll try to explain it to you. But this is like, not business 101. This is business 501 or something. But if you grow too quickly, like let's do a little thought experiment. Let's say I am starting a business with $1,000. Or in the case of this business, I think I started it with $5,000. So I had $5,000, and what I did was I looked at the $5,000 I had, and I said, it's going to cost me like $5 a shirt. That means I can buy 1,000 shirts, right? So I put 100% of my capital into inventory. Every single day after you buy inventory, the value of that inventory goes down, right? It depreciates. So once you have inventory, you got to flip that inventory. You got to turn it over quickly. Well, the problem, if you have every dime of your capital tied up in inventory, then every dime of your capital is depreciating, and you don't have any money left to promote. You don't have any money left to sell. So what happened with me and this shirt was we sold like 50, 100 of these things pretty quickly, but we just didn't replenish our bankroll quick enough to cover the inventory, to sell the inventory. So the right way to start this business would have been, with the $5,000 and $5 a shirt, maybe we just buy 100 shirts to start off, right? And that's like $500. Maybe we buy 200 shirts at $1,000. But in that case, I have 200 shirts ready to sell, and I have $4,000 sitting in the bank to either promote or go buy more shirts if I decide that these are selling well. So most people in this business, especially people that start off with a lot of money, make this mistake. And it's a really easy mistake to make in any inventory business, and you should really make sure not to run into it. What we recommend now, your first order with a supplier for any product is going to be 5 to 10 sample units, right? You're going to get 5 to 10 samples from the supplier. You're going to validate, test those samples, see if they're good. If you decide that you want to move forward with that product and that supplier, then we're going to do a small order of like 100 to 500 units. And then from there, you can start scaling up quicker. You can go 500 and 1,000 and all this. But you have to scale up slow in this business. And most people don't know that. Most people just get sold by their supplier to make a huge order that they're not ready for. But the truth is, if you know how to talk to your supplier and you know how to position yourself to your supplier, they're going to be perfectly fine selling you these smaller orders. And this is going to allow you to grow in a much safer fashion. So fun stuff there. So that's mistakes and setbacks. And eventually success started to happen, which was a good thing because I was running out of counterfeit money at a certain point. But eventually success started to happen. One of the first really successful, legitimate products that I sold were these motivational pillows. And these things were really fun because not only were they super cheap to ship, but I could make tons of these different things. Like if I wanted a new product for a new type of customer, all I had to do was print a different quote on the pillow. So it was super cheap for me to create new products with these pillows and for new customers, and super cheap for me to ship these things around. So that was a good product for us. Did decorative knives and swords and katanas and all these different things. This was when I was like 17 years old. And this was a fun one. Again, we were doing like high-end katanas and samurai swords and stuff. Not sure how I didn't lose a finger, but I had a lot of fun with that product. When LED light bulbs first came out, we made an absolute killing with those. And a good piece of advice for everyone here, like if something is brand new and it's coming out, say the iPhone 10 comes out, right? Well, right when the iPhone 10 comes out, you're going to have, if the iPhone 10 sells 2 million units, you're going to have 2 million new iPhone people looking for different products related to that purchase, such as phone cases, right? So, for instance, the iPhone 10 comes out, you have 1 million people that are going to buy an iPhone 10 phone case in a 4-week period. After they buy that phone case, that market's going to drop off entirely. So this was like the LED light market for us. When LED lights first came out, everyone was just buying LED light bulbs. So if you were selling LED light bulbs, you got a chunk of that money. You got a piece of that pie. And that's exactly what we did. Nowadays, obviously, LED light bulbs are everywhere and there's way too many of them. So now they're not a good product to sell. But when products just come out, you should try to jump on those trends, right? Like fidget spinners, right? Don't sell fidget spinners today, but if you were in fidget spinners for the 6 months that they were blowing up, you probably made 20, 30, 50, $100,000 on fidget spinners. And you don't care about the 200 you have left over, right? But it's all about timing in this business. You really have to time things right. And of course, I'm going to talk about how to do that. One of the really successful products I had was this one right here. It's called the M82P electric airsoft gun. This was an absolute killer for me because once I started selling this, and guys, this is exactly what's probably going to happen to you in your business. Like most people have a question, is it smarter to sell a bunch of different random products like you see on the screen right now, or should I go into just one category and one niche? Well, what I recommend is start off all over the place. Start off selling a bunch of different stuff, your motivational pillows, your decorative knives, your light bulbs. But eventually what's going to happen is you're going to find something like this airsoft rifle that once people buy this from you, they're going to start messaging you and asking for more stuff. They're going to ask you for things like BBs. They're going to ask you for things like sidearms and masks and vests and the different little attachments that you can put on the gun. So there's all these different additional products that come out of this hub of a product, right? So I didn't know that this product was going to change everything for me. But once I started selling it, I would get messages from these people. Like this product was so successful for me that I would at least once a week, I would have a parent email me and say, hey, I was just going to buy one of your airsoft rifles, but I'm having a birthday party this weekend and I really want to buy 20. Can you just sell me 20? And they wouldn't even want a discount. They just wanted to buy 20 straight up. So once I started selling this, a business created itself, right? It's not like I found the money. And once you find the money, it is just going to start flowing to you. So that's what happened with me on this product. People literally started emailing me say, hey, please sell me BBs. Please sell me a mask. Please sell me sidearms. So obviously, if people are emailing you saying, hey, let me give you money, you should give them what they want and take the money. So that's what I did. And I started selling these things like crazy, started a really healthy airsoft business that I ran for a few years. And just some stats on all of this. So I just gave you a rundown of like 10 to 18 years old for me. So these are the stats before I even dropped out of high school. In the counterfeits, I made about 60 grand in profit. And keep in mind that I lost most of this when trying to figure this business out again. So 60 grand in profit that funded these other businesses. Now, a big question people have is, how much money do I need? What is the right budget to start this business with? If you know what you're doing, you're only going to need like $500 to start this business successfully and quickly. But if you don't know what you're doing, like me at 12 years old, then you're probably going to lose a lot of money. And that's why it cost me 60 grand to do all of this, where it's only going to cost you guys, 500 grand or 500. So after the counterfeits, I went into the pillows, made about 27 grand a year in profit on that. The knives and the swords, we made just north of 50 grand a year on that. And then once we did the airsoft, again, we cut off everything else. And that's what I recommend for you guys too. Like, once you find a niche and a category that you can really dominate, and it's not like you're going to be able to find that right off the bat. Like, you have to experiment. You have to sell some different products. But once you find that niche or that category that you want to go heavy on, you should start wrapping up your other products and just focusing on that big niche, that big opportunity, because you will make so much more money selling, 50 products in the airsoft niche than you will selling 5 products in every niche. So sell a bunch of different products starting out. You're eventually going to find one that just really sings to you. And that's probably when you start wrapping up your other products and putting more time and effort into your main product line. Again, guys, this is baby steps, baby steps. It's all about having a step-by-step system. This is not a difficult business to do, guys. Like, people have been buying products and reselling them for tens of thousands of years. So this isn't a new business model. The only difference is we're selling it online now instead of like a market or a store or a mall. So it's the same exact business that's existed for thousands of years. This isn't new. This isn't complicated. It's actually one of the simplest businesses out there. And if you know what you're doing, you can do this with any product. Like, I've done this with airsoft. I've done this with pillows. I've done this with counterfeits. I've done this with knives. And what I do this with now today is beauty products. So we have a B2B beauty company that we do this with, and we kill it doing that as well. So again, all the same business, really. It's not a new business. It's not a complex business. You just have to do it. You just have to stay focused and do it. The reason why most people can't start businesses is they're too distracted. They can't focus on one goal for longer than 20 minutes. So of course you're not going to accomplish anything. But this is a simple business, and it's never been growing quicker. So huge opportunity here for anyone that just has the focus to actually build this thing. A lot of people ask me, what happened to your airsoft business? I wish I could say that I sold this thing, but unfortunately in 2007, China actually banned weapon lookalikes. And so I guess what was happening was, like, actual criminals were running guns through these airsoft orders. So they would basically like put an orange tip on a real gun and then ship them over as airsoft guns. So what China had to do was just ban all airsoft guns. So unfortunately in 2007, my business was pretty much shut down by the Chinese government. Now, this is extremely rare. I've actually been helping people launch these businesses since 2014. I've helped over 6,000 people now launch successful Amazon businesses. I have never seen anyone get shut down by the Chinese government like this. So don't worry about it or anything. But like, you're never going to run into this. But I was the 1 in a million case that did get run into this. And China actually banned weapon lookalikes. And at that point, that was pretty much the end of the airsoft business. So since then, after that, I dropped out of high school, dropped out of college, and started a social network, which we successfully sold in about a year and a half. After we sold the social network, we took the money from the social network, and we actually acquired an e-commerce company. This was in 2008, and 2008 was like the big transition, right? 2007, 2006, everyone was talking about Facebook and social media. 2008 came around, 2009, 2010, everyone started talking about e-commerce. So we kind of saw the e-commerce resurgence happening, and we said, man, let's get some more exposure to e-commerce. So we bought an e-commerce company that had just one brand. We bought an e-commerce brand and turned it into a company really quickly. Within the first year, I think we took it from like a $2 million company to an $8 million company, now worth $20 million. We have over 40 full-time staff members there now. Huge company. We have 1,600 different SKUs right now, 1,600 products from 14 different brands and more brands coming all the time. We're going to be back in China in April, sourcing more products and more brands. So it is just blowing up. And, essentially we bought a successful e-commerce brand and then just added more brands to it and more products to those brands. And that's exactly what I'm going to recommend to you guys here today. Like, I know I'm giving you guys the 30,000 foot view right now. After this, we're going to jump into how you find your first product, because the first product is the toughest. From the first product, we can start to expand our product line. From the first product, we can do all these different things, but you got to get that first product down pat. And the first product is going to be a little bit different than all your other ones. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. People always like to see our products. That is some of them. Here's a line called Simply Organic. This is a product line based around an ingredient, olive oil extract. Here is one of our main lines called Oway. This is actually not our brand, but we're the exclusive distributor within the US. So how I run my company is we have both private label brands and wholesale brands, and simultaneously sell both of those to our customer base. So we have some wholesale brands here that we exclusively distribute, as well as some private label brands, as you can see. So tons of different products. Like I said, this is just a small lineup, over 1,600 products now, and it is just growing. So obviously, though, you guys don't want to hear about me anymore. You guys want to know how you can go from where you are right now to where I'm at, right? You want to be able to go from confusion. Like, I think most of the people here, if you knew what to do, you would be off and doing it. Motivation's not the issue. Every person here is motivated. Every person here is ready to go. The problem is you're confused. You don't know which direction to run into. You have so much conflicting information out there. You never know, which one to depend on and which not to. So my goal with today's webinar is to get you from there, from a little bit confused, a little bit overwhelmed, to right here, guys. This is all we want to do. Don't think too big. I don't want you guys to think about 1,600 products and 14 different brands. I want you to think about your one brand, because what we want to do, guys, is get like one product. Maybe you launch with this one right here. So that's like what's called your beachhead product. That's how we're going to invade the beach, and or that's how we're going to land on the beach, and we're going to invade the marketplace from there. So from your beachhead product, after that, you want to roll out additional products in your product line. And the sweet spot is like a nice little 5 to 10 product line on Amazon, right? Guys, if you're selling 5, let's say you have a 10 product line. Let me pull up my sweet little calculator here. You guys are going to love this. So let's say I have a 10 product line, and in that product line, let's say the average product sells for $25 a piece. And let's say the average product, we sell just 5 units a day of each product. That's $1,250 a day in revenue. So let's take that by 365 days. That's $500,000 in revenue right there. And that's just 10 products selling 5 units a day. So easy. 5 units a day, any person here could do it. And let's play with a different one, right? Let's say we have 10 products, or let's say we have 5 products selling at $30 a piece, and let's say we have again, 365 days out of the year, and so let's say how many units are we selling a day? So 5 products at $30 selling 5 units a day times 365 days, that's over $250,000 in revenue right there. So guys, as you can see in this business, those types of numbers are not that big. Like $100,000 a year is not that big in e-commerce, because we're selling physical products. Like, it's not difficult to do. Once you get a product up and selling on Amazon, Amazon's going to continue to sell that product for you day in and day out. And again, all you have to focus on is rolling out a few different products in that product line and really just serving that target customer. So awesome stuff, guys. Let's get into it. Oh yeah, so now obviously we have StartupBros as well. I don't work day to day in my e-commerce company anymore. We've outsourced everything, right? We have a 40-person team that's running everything. So when I go into the e-commerce company now, people just get annoyed because I tend to micromanage. I don't know what all the different departments are doing. So I spent a lot of time in StartupBros now. I spent a lot of time with other Amazon sellers finding new strategies and new ideas to implement in our e-commerce company. We take 30 clients to China twice a year. So here's the last time we just went to China. Here's all of us in a factory. And we'll be back in China in April in just about 2 months. So fun stuff there. We do all sorts of like conferences and events. This is a big conference we did in Orlando, 500 person, just all the top Amazon sellers in the world sharing all their different strategies. Had Damon John come to that event. So got some ins with Shark Tank now. So it's been a fun time. It's been absolutely incredible. I've been in e-commerce since literally I was 13 or 10 years old. And to this day, I got back into the e-commerce world. I'm back in it. Now here I am as Damon John's ear. So fun stuff, guys. But again, it's all about using a proven system. So from here on out, we are just going to talk about how you can find your beachhead product, how you can launch that beachhead product, and how you can continuously sell that thing. The goal, guys, this is a 90-day launch plan. It shouldn't take any longer than 90 days for you to do this. And the longest waiting time in this, the reason it takes 90 days is because we have to wait for products to ship sometimes, right? So when we order products from China or from our supplier, because your supplier can be wherever. They can be in China, they can be in the US. When you order products from your supplier and they ship them, that is really what is going to hold us back, is just waiting for shipping. So let's get into it, guys. Take action. I don't even want to see you take notes. Like, let's take some action here. Let's build some businesses. Let's do it. All right, I'm going to grab a drink of water, and then we're going to jump right in. Guys, let me know in the question box how you're liking it so far while I drink coffee and water, and then I'll read some of your feedback, and we'll get straight into the actual nitty-gritty of the training presentation here today. Much needed water. Yes, Juan. So some people, yes, I had some funny jokes there. Every once in a while they work. Christina said, so far, so good. So far, so good in SoCal. So good stuff. All right. Why are private label and FBA so hot right now? I think most people here know what private label and FBA are, but in case you don't, let me cover them really quickly. So private label is essentially the ability for you to take a product which is already manufactured. Someone's already invented the product. They've done all of the huge investment needed to produce this product for the first time. And we can basically take a product that's already being manufactured and put our own private label on it. That's where the term private label comes from. It's me taking an existing product and putting my own company's private label over it. So now I can sell this product as my product. That's what private label is. And private label, guys, the way it works is you're going to start with products that are already manufactured, and we're going to look at a bunch of different products here today, so don't worry on that. But let's say you wanted to sell silicone barbecue gloves. So silicone barbecue gloves right here, these products are already made. They're already manufactured. Someone's already done all of the work to figure out like how to make these things and everything. So when you private label it, you can just go in, buy this product, and what this company is going to do is print your logo right there. So now it's your brand's silicone barbecue glove. And as time goes on, like when you're first starting out, you're just going to print your logo on it and call it a day and start selling it and work on selling. But eventually, as you start to grow, you can even modify this product, right? So maybe you just start out putting your logo on it, but maybe over time you decide that instead of little hearts, you want little flames, right? Or maybe instead of a green one, you want a black one or something, right? So you can start to actually modify and change these products over time. So this is kind of you being a pseudo inventor, right? I don't like the idea of going out and inventing products before I've even sold anything, because I don't know how to make the best product. But if I go and sell this product for a few months, I probably know this customer better than most. And now I can go in and say, people really don't like these little hearts. They'd really love something more masculine. So I'm going to put little flames on here, right? So all these different things. This is kind of pseudo inventing. You start with an existing product that's proven, already selling, and that has space for you to sell it to. And then as you get more customers and as you make more sales, you start to modify and differentiate the product itself, right? So really cool business. FBA is fulfillment by Amazon. So fulfillment by Amazon basically means that Amazon is going to fulfill orders for us. What does order fulfillment mean? Order fulfillment means I'm going to store your product for you, and when people buy it, I'm going to fulfill their order. So when customers buy your product, I'm going to send your product out for you from my warehouse. So FBA allows everyone that sells on Amazon to have 2-day shipping to every Amazon customer, and you don't even have to see your product anymore. Everything gets shipped out for you. Amazon takes care of everything. It's all stored in their warehouses. You never have to touch the product, and you can just trust that things are going to be sent out immediately once they are sold. So this frees you up to not deal with the main, one of the main reasons I got out of e-commerce after my airsoft business was because I literally had stacks of airsoft guns everywhere. Like every room in my house had airsoft guns everywhere. My parents were flipping out. There were BBs all over the yard and all over the house and all over the neighborhood. So holding inventory and shipping inventory is a nightmare, but part of the reason why Amazon's so big and part of the reason e-commerce is growing so quickly is because of Amazon FBA. Now I can just ship all of my inventory into Amazon's warehouses. I never have to look at it, and I just see like a number on my screen that says you have 50 units in stock, you have 25 units in stock. So all I need to do is tell my supplier to ship more inventory in when I run low, right? So FBA has completely changed everything, and this is the main reason why Amazon's so big right now. FBA came out in 2008. And I just showed you that stock chart that showed that Amazon actually didn't grow that much from 1997 to 2008. Once they came out with FBA, they're literally up 2,700% since FBA came out. So Amazon is 28 times bigger as a company than it was when FBA first came out. FBA has changed everything, and it's essentially a done-for-you warehouse. You're going to ship your inventory into Amazon's warehouses, and they're going to ship it out for you as orders are being made. Super awesome. So right now, Amazon's drowning in customers. A lot of people think that it's too late to get into the Amazon game. The thing is, Amazon is literally drowning in customers. They are so desperate for more products and more brands. That's all they want. And that's why third-party sellers like us account for over 50% of Amazon sales, is because they are just desperate for customers. Desperate for sellers. They need more sellers. They need more brands, to the point where Amazon has to even start brands sometimes just because no one else will sell. So Amazon, like, a lot of people think that Amazon is saturated and there's too many sellers. But the truth of the matter is, guys, you're talking like Amazon is just a representation of the economy in general. So every product, and I'm not going to be able to talk about this too much today, but I want to mention it really quickly. Every product has a life cycle, right? Where in the beginning, you're going to have to invest money to get this thing made and everything. And again, the great thing with private label is we pretty much step in once the product has been made and proven. So we don't have to, spend money to invent a product. We just take a product after it's already invented and capture all of this growth, right? This is the growth phase of the product life cycle. After that, though, there's a certain point when everyone starts buying these things. Every seller sees the opportunity, and eventually there's just like too much inventory in everyone's warehouses, right? So this is called the maturity phase of the product life cycle. And then the last one is the decline, or what I call the death. Every product will eventually go down and die, right? And like eventually, let's play fidget spinners, right? The first person to ever come up with fidget spinners probably spent like over a year inventing the fidget spinner. They had to work with factories. They had to create machines. So they lost money creating fidget spinners. When the fidget spinner was released, everyone started selling it. So yeah, the original inventor got in on this growth, but so did thousands of other sellers, right? Sellers that can accurately find products in the growth phase can literally extract all the profit from this market. And then once everyone knows about that product, you get to a point where people just start building up way too much inventory in their warehouses. And then at a certain point, people start to discount the product just to get rid of the inventory. And that's what happened with fidget spinners, right? They were hugely profitable for a little bit, and then they matured, and now they're declining to the point where you can go find like a clearance section and see fidget spinners for $1. So we want to find products in the growth phase. And it's really important to understand this, because sellers that think that Amazon is saturated or that it's too late to start selling on Amazon, you're not understanding that Amazon is a representation of the economy. So yeah, in the economy, there's products that are like, if you go out and try to sell iPhone 5 cases, you're going to lose because no one's buying those and it's just declining. But if we go try to sell like iPhone 10 cases, that's closer to this side of the market, right? So every product exists at a different point in the product life cycle. And there's even different ways to reset products and put them back in the life cycle, which we can talk about. But just understand that there's certainly not, it's not a situation where it's too late to get into Amazon. There's new product opportunities every single day. There's old product opportunities dying every single day. So it's not that Amazon is the business. Amazon is just a marketplace where we can do business. And it's a representation of the general economy. So we're always going to have opportunity in Amazon. You just have to find the right products. Like if you sell what everyone else is selling, then yeah, you're not going to be successful. But if you find fresh products that are new in the growth phase of their product life cycle, you're going to have a lot of success. Becoming extremely cheap to start these types of businesses. Guys, 10 years ago, when I first got started in e-commerce, I needed warehouses. I needed to buy shipping materials and boxes and bubble wrap and all these different things. Completely different now. Again, Amazon FBA has gotten this to the point where you can literally ship one product into Amazon FBA and they're going to charge you the same amount of money to store and ship that product out as if you had 10,000 products in their warehouse. So Amazon FBA has created an extremely cheap and an extremely scalable way to start e-commerce businesses, which is just incredible. And like I said, you don't even have to touch your inventory anymore. This is literally, you can get products sent from your supplier into your warehouse to your customer. You never have to touch your inventory, and it's going to be handled to a higher degree of quality than it would be if you had your own warehouse, right? It's an outsourced warehouse. Cool. So let's get into our actual to-do list here. So first thing we want to do is obviously find that killer product. I'm going to give you guys a few different bonus tools that I use to find beachhead product opportunities. We'll talk about how to find a killer product, how to move forward with that product. Once we do have a product that we've selected and we want to move forward with, we're then going to talk about how to source your products, where to source products from, what makes a good supplier versus a bad supplier, how to figure out if your supplier is a good supplier versus a bad supplier. Once we find suppliers, we have to negotiate with suppliers. I'm actually going to give you some scripts and things like that you can just copy and paste and use with your supplier. Then we're going to talk about testing samples, how to sell those, and how to scale it up. Again, I really want to focus in today's presentation on the first product and the first couple of sales. So we're not going to get too deep into advanced Amazon tactics, but we are going to get really deep on beginning Amazon tactics. All right, and I'm going to take a quick break here. Praise said, can a Nigerian do FBA? Yeah, absolutely. We have probably, I probably have, I think 8. I think I have 8 Nigerian clients right now that are successfully running Amazon businesses, selling into the US and the EU from Nigeria. It really doesn't matter, guys. Anywhere in the world you can have success with this. Either you are in an approved country where you can just go and set up an Amazon account and start selling, or if you're not, there's a workaround, and I'm going to send the link to Praise here for that workaround. Okay, cool. Let's see what else we have. Akil said, you could have been a great teacher. That I wanted to, when I was still in school, the only thing I wanted to do outside of entrepreneurship was be a history teacher, actually. So good to hear that. Yeah, Prey said seems overwhelming as a newbie. Keep in mind that I just gave you guys like I've been in this business for 18 years now, guys. It's crazy to say that, but I've been in this business for 18 years. So keep in mind that when I talk about e-commerce businesses, I'm going high level. It's the only way I know how to talk about it. But from here on out, I'm going to strip this all down. Like I just gave you the huge 30,000 foot view. Now we're going to strip this down though and talk about how you guys can sell your first product. Find the first product, sell the first product, and we're really going to simplify this. Because yeah, one of the main problems that new entrepreneurs have is there's too much information and they don't know what's important, what needs to be acted on now, what can be left for later. So we are going to start stripping things down here and going step by step. All right, I am going to drink some water and then we're going to get into it. Step one. All right. Let's do it. Finding a killer product. So first thing we have to know is what makes a good product. And man, oh man, is my voice going to be hurting tonight. I don't know why, but today's webinar is just killing my voice. So what makes a good product? Good products tend to be small, light, and simple to ship. Like I said before, I don't want to sell products that are heavy, like those patio furniture sets. I don't want to sell things that are bulky because, like, if I ship around a electric guitar or an acoustic guitar, it's just so bulky and big and awkward that it's going to be expensive to ship. And I want things that are simple to ship. I don't want things that are like, fine crystal glass or something that's super fragile. I want to avoid anything like that. You want your products to sell on Amazon between $15 and $100. If your product is selling less than $15, don't even look at it because it's not going to sell well on Amazon. There are people out there selling products for less than 15, obviously, but they tend to be big companies who don't need to make money on every product. When you're first starting out, though, I want you to make money on every product. So, and I'm sure you do too. So make sure your product sells for at least $15 because anything under $15, there's not going to be a lot of profit left after you ship the product out and after you pay the fees and things like that. Amazon, the sweet spot on Amazon is, $15 to $100. If you're just starting out, like first product, try to end up between like $20 and $60. That's a really good sweet spot, $20 to $60. But in general, 15 to 100 is kind of the sweet spot for everyone. Again, low end, your shipping costs and your fees aren't going to destroy your profit margin. And on the high end, it doesn't require a ton of buying power to get started, right? If you're just getting started and you have $500 in your pocket, well, you're probably not going to want to start with a $100 product because you're only going to be able to buy 5 units off the bat. But if you have that same $500 and it's a $20 product that you're buying for, $7, all of a sudden you can start to really scale up quickly with that. So $15 to $100 is that startup sweet spot. And even deeper within there, I think $20 to $60 is a really good spot for your product to sell for on Amazon. We obviously want good margins on the product, and I'm going to talk in a second about how to calculate margins and what they mean and everything. But like if your product is selling on on Alibaba, if your product is selling on Alibaba for say $5, I want to at least charge $15 for that product. So that's just a good rule of thumb. That's kind of your gross margin. And just looking at your Alibaba cost, a really quick way when you're going through products to see if you have an opportunity here is, if I'm selling this product for buying this product for $5 on Alibaba, am I selling it for at least 3 times that $5 cost? So am I selling it for at least $15 on Amazon? But margins in general are very important. And guys, I do recommend that we always go with premium products. Like you don't want to sell the cheap generic version of something because cheap generic versions of products, you make money on volume. You make money when people buy lots of them. But all of us, we don't want to sell volume because we don't have like hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank and warehouses to store product in. So for you guys, you're going to want to focus on high margin products that are premium products. Like don't sell the cheapest compression socks, sell the best compression socks and make them the best and work to make them the best over time because that's where all the margin is in these markets. We talked about the product lifecycle a little bit, so I'll skip that. So that's what makes good products, and that's just a couple different easy parameters. Good parameters to look for to eliminate products, right? What makes a bad product? Heavy, bulky, and hard to ship. I don't want furniture, dumbbells. Like dumbbells are a good example. Weights. A weight might only cost a few bucks to actually produce and manufacture. A 20-pound weight, let's say, but to ship a 20-pound weight around the world is going to cost a fortune. So anything that's heavy, bulky, hard to ship, the shipping cost just becomes such a hassle to deal with. Again, I really recommend selling products that are under 2.5 pounds. You want to avoid products that are technically complex and require very high quality. So say, a car engine or something. Like compare a car engine to a t-shirt. If something goes wrong on the t-shirt, if the machine goes off a little bit and it threads the shirt in the wrong spot, well, either I'm out of shirt, which is like $2, or I just, rerun that shirt through the machine and fix it. And either way, it's super cheap for me to correct that error. Let's compare that with something like a car engine, right? A car engine has thousands of moving parts in it, and if one little piece of metal goes on incorrectly in that car engine, the whole car engine is going to blow up, and there goes my multi-$1,000 engine, right? No repair, nothing to do. So think about air tolerance, and products that are really technically complex, avoid those. Go for products that are simple. Go for products that have very few, if any, moving parts, and it's just going to be simpler, less headaches. We want to avoid products with a lot of brand loyalty. Again, this has to do with the product life cycle. Pick products that are early in the product life cycle. What's something that's really late in the product life cycle? Like diapers. And if you were going to go out there and try to sell diapers, it's going to cost a fortune just to get people to look at your diapers and not just buy Huggies or Pampers or any of the established brands that they already buy. Toothpaste. If your next big idea is toothpaste, how are you going to compete with Crest and Colgate and all of the big toothpaste companies? So again, this has to do with the product life cycle. I don't want products that are already matured and have huge brands and corporations selling it. I want newer products, right? I want to find silicone barbecue gloves in the first 6 months that those are being sold and start to sell silicone barbecue gloves, right? I don't want to sell things that have a ton of brand loyalty around them. Avoid things that are trademarked because those are counterfeits, so don't do counterfeits. And avoid things that are regulated as well. So like if your next big idea is to start selling pharmaceutical drugs, or if your next big idea is to start selling shoulder-fired missile launchers, probably a bad idea. The more regulation your product has, the more I'd recommend avoiding it. Cool. So now I'm going to give you guys a little gift here. If you go to startupbros.com/workbook, this is going to take you to the page. Actually, it's not even going to take you to a page. It's a free gift. So there's no email opt-in required, nothing like that. Just go to startupbros.com/workbook. It's going to take you to this page right here. And this is the product research workbook. This is something that I've made over, again, 18 years now, which is wild. 18 years in e-commerce. And, guys, everyone has their own proprietary product research systems. And you're looking at my proprietary product research system right now. So I'm going to, this is something that I've been building for over 10 years now. It's constantly being added to and tweaked and tested. And what this is for is finding the first beachhead product that you're going to sell. Because the first product, again, has to be a little bit different than all the others. If I'm going to roll out a product line with 10 products in it, what's the first product? Because that one is the most important. So what this spreadsheet does, guys, is it's not a concrete information sort of thing, right? It's not like you should just read these numbers and say, okay, check, 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 go do it, and you're going to win. What this is for is comparing lots of different products against each other to figure out which products are going to have the highest likelihood of success. So it's all about comparing products against each other to find the products that we want to move forward with and the ones that we're actually going to try to sell. So again, last time, it's about comparing products. It's not about the numbers that it's pushing out. It's about comparing all the different factors here, especially the results column, to find the best product to launch in our situation. So let's get into it. Let me show you how this works and everything. I'm going to go, I guess I'll delete some things off the top here. So let's delete some of these. And I will try to delete. One second. So we're going to delete some of these. We're going to do some research together here today. Cool. So here we go. All right. So how this works, guys, is the first thing we want to look at is the main product keyword. Because on Amazon, most people think of Amazon as a place that they have to get sales, but what many new sellers fail to realize is that the way you make sales on Amazon and the way you really start making money on Amazon is through ranking for search terms. So let's say I wanted to rank for silicone barbecue glove. So that would be my main product keyword, right? The main keyword that people would search for to find my product, that's going to be the main keyword. So it's kind of your product idea, right? So silicone barbecue glove, let's make that one of our ideas. And guys, if you have product ideas that you want to research, feel free to drop them in. And we can research. We'll try to research like 3 or 5 of these things together here today. So yeah, guys, just start giving me ideas. And I'm going to explain how this workbook actually works and functions while you're dropping product ideas into the question box. And then in a few seconds here, we will jump in and actually research those products together. So the only thing we're going to look at today, guys, is round 1, because this is really what matters the most. Everything in round 2 is for estimating shipping and duties. But again, I want to focus on your first product today. I don't want to focus on like optimizing your supply chain. I want to focus on getting this business actually started so you can have a business for yourself. And again, most people, the reason why a lot of people don't have successful businesses is because they look too far ahead. They don't work on what's directly in front of their face, and they try to work on things that might happen in 2 months or something, right? So we aren't going to look at round 2 here today. That's not useful for what we're trying to do here today. We want to look at round 1, and we want to find a beachhead product opportunity that we're going to move forward with. So let us do that. There's 2 places here, guys. Right here, you can see where you get the data from. This shows you where to get the data from. So all of this data technically comes from Amazon, but we have to use one of 2 tools to get it. The first tool is a free one called Unicorn Smasher. Unicorn Smasher is, to be completely honest, a crappy tool. But it is a free version of Jungle Scout, and it's going to do everything you need it to do for the first couple weeks of this business. Now, once you really start running this business, you're going to want Jungle Scout. Jungle Scout's kind of the go-to product research tool for Amazon sellers. So Jungle Scout's what I'm going to use today to show you how to do this. But again, Jungle Scout and Unicorn Smasher will give you pretty much the same data, but Unicorn Smasher is free, whereas Jungle Scout is not. We do have a link if you go to, and I'm sure Steve he already shared it in the question box. If you go to startupbros.com/Jungle Scout, that'll actually give you $20 off. So we have a nice little deal worked out for our clients, $20 off the Chrome extension. And that's what I'm going to use today to show you how to do this, is the Chrome extension. So use Unicorn Smasher to start off. The Chrome extension, wherever it's at, right here. This is an awesome tool, and this is what I'm going to be using. It's $77 one-time fee. I don't recommend getting it, though, if you're just starting out. Like, wait until you actually need it. But either way, we're going to need Unicorn Smasher or Jungle Scout to get all of this data. And then the other 2 pieces of data come from Alibaba. And Alibaba is the largest supplier directory in the world. This is how you find suppliers from overseas. And that's the only 2 places we need to go for product research. So I'm going to jump over to the question box. We'll see what kind of product ideas people have, and then we'll jump in and do it. So I'm going to give you guys some comments on these questions as well as we're doing it. Knee sleeves. Knee sleeves have been around for a long time. So knee sleeves, I'm always, guys, always thinking of the product life cycle. So in the product life cycle, where are knee sleeves? They're probably in the maturity phase. Let's see some other ones here. Leather wallet's like in the decline phase. Nose rings, I think like what kind of nose ring? You really have to get specific with e-commerce, right? Like who are we selling nose rings to? Are we selling them to like cattle herders, because they're going to require different nose rings than like a punk rocker? Is it like a raver? Do we need like flashing lights on this nose ring? So we really want to get specific with e-commerce, right? Yeah, I got another knee sleeve, but knee sleeve's a little bit of a saturated product. So handmade shoes, interesting product. Shoes, we don't want to get into shoes though. Really saturated product. They've been selling shoes since 20,000 years ago, so it is late in the product life cycle. Handheld spiralizer is a little late too. So it seems like most people are actually selecting products that are very late in the life cycle. So let me spend a little bit of time on how to find effective products to research, because it seems like that's actually going to be even more valuable for you guys. So let me actually, and guys, spoiler alert, at the end of this, I will tell you about our e-commerce training course and coaching community. But let me jump in here really quick, and I'll give you guys a little bit of a spoiler, and I'll show you how to actually brainstorm products. Because if you like all the products, you got awesome that you're putting products in, but we need like new products. We need things that are early in the product life cycle. We need things that are new, exciting, novel, things that are going to catch attention. That's what we need. So let me jump in and talk about brainstorming product ideas. So a lot of different ways to do it. One way that I do it is just from a straight brainstorming perspective. So this one here is a few months old, but let's go through here and see if we can't find any good ideas. And then I'll also start to show you a couple really cool ideas. Like one thing you can do is spy on your competitors' PPC ads. You can spy on products that your competitors are actually actively launching, what they're selling right now. So lots of different ways to do it. And let's go through some of those. So first thing is my passions, hobbies, problems, pain points, touches, word of mouth, competitive research. This is one of the ways that I will brainstorm products to sell. So for instance, one thing I'm into is basketball. So maybe we go look for some basketball products. Like what are the new trendy basketball products that are selling? Is there like what are some basketball accessories and stuff? Let's click around this niche and see what we can find. So here's like an ball air filler. Here's a ball hog gloves hand grip strengthener. So like that's interesting. I don't want to sell basketballs because that's way late in the product life cycle, but I've never seen this thing, a ball hog glove grip thing. That's cool. That's novel. That caught my eye. So let's check that one out. Keep on going here. This thing's interesting. Little defense man trainer thing. Here's a basketball bracelet. What are basketball bracelets? I have no idea. Maybe that's something people want to buy. Here's a mini basketball hoop. That's interesting. So I'm just going through and looking for things that catch my eye. And yeah, a lot of these basketball bracelets. Like what is a basketball bracelet? That's a potential product right there. Weird. So we'll check out what a basketball bracelet is. Here's like a 3D weaving knee brace. So if you were going to sell knee braces, you need to do something like this because this stands out from all the other knee braces out there, right? So maybe this knee brace would win. But I think the knee brace market in general is kind of saturated. So here's the basketball bracelet. I guess these are literally just basketball like bracelets with a player's number on it. And these things are selling for $12 a pop. So this is definitely a potential product that we could look at because these things probably cost 5 cents to produce, super cheap to ship over, and they're selling for $12 a piece. Now, that is under our startup sweet spot. I like to sell things for at least $15, but let's check it out, right? Looks like an interesting product. So we'll check that one out. Here's our ball grip thing. So this looks like a super simple product. I can probably go find the manufacturer and just go print my logo on it, put my logo on the packaging. So so this definitely looks like a potential product as well. And now you guys can see, though, this is like how I start going through and finding product ideas to actually look at. Here's hand eggs, power eggs. Here's nylon mesh scrimmage team practice vests, basketball goggles, a no sweat golf hat liner. These are better products to research because these just hit our product criteria. These are new, these are novel, these are early in the product life cycle, and I think these are going to do much better. So that's just from searching basketball, right? You can go through and do this with everything. Guitar. Well, how many different products are there for guitar? Like there's something called like let's look at guitar accessories, right? So here's a guitar wall mount. Here's a capo. Here's a string changing kit. Here's a whole kit they made for changing strings. Here is like a stylized capo and pick combo, a specialized strap with pick holder on it, a string winder and cutter. These are better product ideas, right? Because like leather wallet's going to be a real tough one. There's so many leather wallets. Who are we selling leather wallets to? Here's like guitar pick punches. So these are interesting as well. So tons and tons of different product ideas within each one of these niches. And I literally just went through the first two things. Desk optimization, so many different products for that, obviously. Driving, I'm an audiophile. I love high quality audio and listening to music, so tons of products in that. Home fitness, obviously a huge market. Hotel fitness, maybe there's a bunch of products that people that travel a lot would use and travel with. Travel and vacation, video games. So that's like just, we just went through a couple ideas and came up with tons of different ideas. But there's all sorts of different ways you can do this. Like you can literally go and see products that other people are launching. Like this is all things that other Amazon sellers are actively launching right now. So here's a whole plethora of product ideas, right? So tons of different ways to come up with those ideas, but we certainly want ideas that are early in that product life cycle so we can still take advantage of all of the growth left in that market. All right, so I'm going to jump back into the question box now, and we will come up with just a few more product ideas, and then we'll start actually researching this thing. Eve said a wall file organizer. Yeah, I think that's definitely a step in the right direction. Mobile phone microscope attachment. That's an interesting one. Cell phone microscope. Certainly new and novel, so let's check that one out. Laura said bottle opener. What kind of bottle opener, right? It's like a bottle opener that shoots flames out of it and fireworks, or there's so many bottle openers, right? If we just say bottle opener, we're like, I can't go research bottle opener. That's part of the reason why I'm saying this, guys, is because if I go and research bottle opener, it's not really going to show me anything. It's going to show me that there's tons and tons of different bottle openers. However, if you want like the jar, the premium multifunction jar opener, well, if I put jar opener in, I bet you it's going to be a consistent product that comes up rather than a ton of different products, right? So here is jar openers. Like jar opener would be a completely different product and a slightly better thing to research. Bottle opener is just going to be tough. It's not that you can't sell into this, it's that it's really tough to research because there's no consistency in the products. So how am I going to research and see if I can rank for this product? Amazon's all about, can you rank your product listing above other people's when they search for search results? So bottle opener, I just don't, it's too broad to know accurately if I'm going to be able to rank on this. Let's see what else we got. I'm going to pick two more. Hopefully you guys are enjoying all these teardowns and stuff. Deborah said BPA-free food storage containers. I'm going to skip that one just because I already know a lot of people that sell that one, and it is a successful product. So, I mean, it is a good product idea, but I'm just going to skip it because I know a lot of people that sell that. Yeah, someone said, hey, a pet poop odor deodorizer. Yeah, we'll try that. Or eliminator. Try that. And then let's see what else. RFID blocking leather wallet. I think the RFID blocking thing is just old now. So personally, like in the US, I don't think many people are still like everyone. Here's the thing, like when a new idea comes out, let's picture the economy as 300 million people in the US, right? When a new idea comes out, over time, every one of those 300 million people are going to be exposed to that idea. So say that you invent the fidget spinner. Over the next 6 months, every one of those 300 million people are going to hear about the fidget spinner. After everyone has heard about the fidget spinner, that market's done because anyone that wanted a fidget spinner bought one already. Anyone that doesn't know what a fidget spinner was, now they do know what it is. So either like once everyone knows about the product, it's old, it's overdone, and either people have bought it or people didn't buy it, but they know if they want it or not, and they're done thinking about it. So like RFID blocking leather wallets, I just don't think anyone's really thinking about RFID blocking anymore. I just think it's too late in the product life cycle. Let's see. Let's do one last one here. A 5-toe moisturizing gel sock. All right, cool. So we got some ideas here. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that because we just spent way too much time breaking down ideas here. So we're going to have to really speed through this. Moisturizing socks, which I think I spelled that wrong. But let's get into it. So silicone barbecue gloves is the first one I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is take my screen side by side here, guys, because I have dual monitors, and I would recommend that you should as well. So I'm going to pick data out from the right and put it in the workbook on the left. Guys, don't overthink this stuff. This is literally data entry. So all I'm trying to do is enter data from Jungle Scout and Amazon into the workbook. So don't overthink this. First thing, silicone barbecue gloves. So what I'm going to do is search for silicone barbecue gloves. I'm going to have the first page of search results come up here. And guys, here's the big trick of Amazon. If you can rank your product on page 1 of your main search term, you're going to make a ton of money on Amazon every day, day in and day out, while you sleep, whatever. So the game is, can we rank this product on page 1? Can we rank your new product on page 1 of your main search term? So what I'm going to do is search for the main search term and then use Jungle Scout to analyze all of the products on page 1. So again, I have searched for the product. I have clicked on the Jungle Scout extension. What Jungle Scout does is it goes through every single product that's listed on page 1. So every single one of these products on page 1, it's going to go through and get the brand name, the price, the sales rank, how many sales it makes per month, how much revenue it makes per month, along with reviews and things like that. So very, very, very useful. Because this is then going to aggregate all of these up and then put them in the averages here. So these are your page 1 averages. And what that basically means is that this is what you're competing against. To get on page 1, this is what we're competing against because that's the average of everything on page 1. So that's how it works. And what I'm going to do now is literally just take the data from Jungle Scout and put it into the workbook. So first thing I'm going to look at is product category. It looks like most of these are in patio, lawn, and garden. So few of them not in there, but most are in patio, lawn, and garden. So I'm going to go ahead and select that category. The average price is right here, $17.52. The average BSR is the same thing as the average sales rank. BSR is bestseller rank. So average sales rank is the average BSR, and that's 39386. The average number of reviews is right here. That's 682. And that's it, guys. That's all the data we need for that product. What I like to do is not even jump over to Alibaba yet. I like to get the data for all the products that I'm researching first on Jungle Scout and then jump over to Alibaba and get the other data. So let's just continue on here. Arturo said just on page 1 or subsequent pages as well. I only care about page 1. If you can rank your product on page 1, then you will win and you will make lots of money. So that's the only page I care about. The last thing I want to do is go base my decisions on unsuccessful products. I want to look at the page 1 search results. I want to aggregate those results. I want to get the averages of those results, and I want to base my decisions on those results. The next product is the wall file organizer. So let's check that one out. So here is this one, right at our startup sweet spot. So, any less, I wouldn't like this product, but it looks like a good amount of them are above $15. So let's go ahead and do the research on this one. So all of these are in office products. So I'm going to go ahead and select office products right there in the drop down. The average price is $19.16. The average BSR or sales rank is 7207. And the average number of reviews is 113. So there is that one. And already, guys, like if you're out there trying to find successful products to launch, you're never going to launch a successful product because people aren't, it's not, you just look at numbers and know if it's going to be successful or not. I have no idea what's going to be successful or not, but I've created a system that allows me to compare key metrics against each other to find the highest opportunity products, the most likely products to kill it. And as we can see, we just partially researched 2 of these things, and already we can see that silicone barbecue gloves sell for less. They have a worse BSR, so they sell less units. They have more reviews, so they're going to be harder to sell. And so already we see the wall file organizer is better in almost every single way than the silicone barbecue gloves. They sell for more. They have a better BSR, so they sell more volume, and there's less competition. There's only 113 reviews per listing, so that's pretty easy to beat. So so already we can see that this is a comparison worksheet. This isn't about red light, green light. This is about comparing and taking the best risk you possibly can. Let's look at cell phone microscopes here, which I have never heard. Cell phone I put microphone. We're looking for microscope. So this is interesting. Cell phone microscope. Really interesting product. So I don't like the sell price on these. A lot of them are under $15, which I wasn't expecting. So that's one thing I'm a little worried about here. But let's go ahead and research it. Obviously, these are going to be in either cell phones and accessories or camera and photos. It looks like most of the top ones are in cell phones and accessories, so I'm going to put that one. The average price on this is $15.31. The average sales rank is 81051. The average number of views is 289. There's that one. And again, do this quick, guys. Like, I don't sit here and think about every product as I'm researching it. I get the data on the spreadsheet, and then I compare. So we'll check this one out. I'm not as big of a fan of liquids. Like, liquids are heavy. But I'll research this just because it made it on the list. This is going to be under pet supplies, and the average price is going to come up in a moment. $15.93. Average sales rank is 29229. The average number of views is 532, and that is it for that product. On to moisturizing socks. And this is how fast you guys should be doing this as well. And another good way to find products, guys, is to use this Amazon auto search. Like, maybe we put moisturizing in, or moisturize, and see what comes up. Moisturizer for face, moisturizer with SPF, moisturizer for moisturizing gloves, moisturizing socks, body mask, face mask, hand sanitizer, gloves overnight. So this is another cool way to find products that people are looking for. So let's go ahead and look at the moisturizing socks here. And we'll use our Jungle Scout analysis on this one. Looks like all of these are in beauty. The average price is coming soon. You'll see this page has a lot more search results, right? All the other products we looked at had only 16. This one has 48. So Amazon actually shows different search terms in different ways. That's why you have to go and just analyze the first page of search results. This one, average price $13.81. Average BSR is 55586. Average reviews is 219. And there you go. So we have just done all of the research on Amazon. So now we need to jump over to Alibaba and just get pricing information. One thing you can do, though, is even start to knock things out here, right? So, like, first thing I would do is look at the launch difficulty score. The lower your launch difficulty score, the better it's going to be. So we want low launch difficulty scores. Excuse me. So low launch difficulty score is what we're looking for. Anything over like a 60 launch difficulty score is not a good product. So you should not do them. So right off the bat, I can save myself time and not even do the cell phone microscope, the odor eliminator, or the silicone barbecue gloves because I already know that those products are duds. So the only two I need to look at are the wall file organizer and the moisturizing socks. So let's go ahead and get those final two pieces of information, the FOB cost and the MOQ. We're going to get those from Alibaba. And let's go ahead and look for a wall file organizer. And here we go. So here's a bunch of different wall file organizers. You need to, on your own, decide which one you want to sell, right? Like which one of these things are you actually going to sell? So let's pull up the search terms here. And we're going to look for wall file organizer. And what I want to do now, guys, is think about what I could sell on page one. So out of these products, what could I sell that's going to do just as well? Obviously, this one right here, this is the same exact manufacturer as this product, right? Same company. We already know that this company is manufacturing these. How do we know that? Because they look almost exactly the same. This is just a custom design from this manufacturer. So you could go to this manufacturer right now and say, hey, I saw you're making this. I want a different design. And then you could work with the supplier to come up with a different design for the exact same product, exact same quality, exact same supplier. So that's kind of how this business works. But we're going to go through and you need to decide like which one of these things do you want to try to move forward with. Here's another one. These guys are great too. Pretty cheap, and they've done over $1 million in transactions in the past 6 months. So you know these guys are good, and you know this product's good. And again, almost the exact same as this one. So I think we should move forward with this one. And we always want to take, when we're first starting out, there's always going to be a price range here, right? We always want to take the high end of that price range because when we're first starting out, that's probably what we're going to have to pay. Now, as we bulk up, when we get to our third order, our fifth order, yeah, we can start to do the, more bulk orders and get bulk discounts and things like that. But when we're first starting out, we're probably going to end up at the high end of this range. So that is generally what I'll put down. 3. The MOQ is the minimum order quantity. I don't want you guys to be afraid of MOQ because MOQ is not a concrete number. MOQ is something that can easily be negotiated down, and people really misunderstand MOQ and how it works. So don't let this, just because it says 2,000 MOQ doesn't mean you're going to have to order 2,000 pieces. That is not what that means. So what I do is I put half of this number on the workbook because this is going to just tell me a little bit like how many does this supplier want me to order? Where does this supplier want to see me end up? Because again, I'm always going to order like 5 to 10 units to start off, then like 100 to 500 units on my second order. But the third order is going to be this MOQ order usually. So I always like to have half of the MOQ on the workbook. And then the other one here is the moisturizing socks. So let's go check that one out. And I am certainly going to spell that wrong. Cool. So here is moisturizing socks. And again, I want to bring this up on Amazon too, because I need to see like, what am I going to sell? And you're going to see a lot of this stuff, guys. Like here is this manufacturer right here. This manufacturer has these little footsie footprint socks. Well, let's go look at what is selling well on Amazon. First two things you see are these little footsie socks. So we already have the manufacturer for the top moisturizing socks on Amazon, right? We just got it. There it is. So we already know that that's going to work out. Let's look at some other ones, though. Are those the ones we want to sell, or do we want to sell some even more differentiated ones? So me personally, I don't like this one, the heel sock, and it doesn't look like they sell really well either. Like most people are buying these full socks. The footsie socks are actually doing great. What I would think about doing in this is footsie socks with a different design on it. I think that seems like an opportunity because there's a lot of people selling these footsie socks with the same exact design on it. So I think we'd be fine going with that same manufacturer, but just redesigning the sock a little bit, which is going to be super cheap. So $1.85 is what it's going to cost to start with this. Or I'm sorry, $1.95. My bad, I looked at the wrong one. $1.95 is what it's going to cost to start. And the MOQ on this is technically not here, right? But it's technically 500 because that's the minimum amount here. So I'm going to put 250. Again, not the MOQ is not static. It's very easy to negotiate down if you know what you're doing. So that's it. We just did product research, guys. And now you're able to compare different products against each other to see which one you want to move forward with. So like I can already see here, let's go through and compare these. The first thing I like to look at is the operating margin. I want at least a 38% operating margin. So anything above 40% is going to be okay. Anything above 50% is going to be a really good product. So both of these products from a margin perspective are winners. So that's really good to see. Profit per unit, I typically want at least a $8 profit per unit. 5 is kind of the absolute minimum. And both of these products do hit that $5 absolute minimum. This is almost $8, so I'd be okay with it. And but obviously the wall file organizer is going to give us a better profit per unit than the moisturizing socks would. And then launch difficulty is a really important number, especially if you're just starting out. The higher the launch difficulty is, the tougher it's going to be to launch and the more expensive it's going to be to launch a product successfully. So when you're first starting out, launch difficulty is really important because we need products that are going to be easy to launch and cheap to launch and that we can rank for quickly. Well, the launch difficulty score is doing that calculation for you. It is calculating based on the reviews and the BSR and the category, it is doing a custom algorithmic calculation to figure out how easy or difficult is it going to be to launch this product. And again, like I said, I've been working on this spreadsheet for many years now, so it's a pretty cool little formula that this is. But yeah, so lower launch difficulty equals good. Higher launch difficulty equals bad. So out of these two products, both of them are actually pretty good. I would probably move forward with the wall file organizer. Why? Because it has a better profit per unit and it's way, way easier to launch. It's going to be so much easier to launch this product. The BSR for the wall file organizer shows me that it's got really healthy demand. A lot of people are buying these, whereas the moisturizing socks BSR just isn't as good. So you're having more sales come in for the wall file organizer, and there's less reviews. So there's less competition with more buyers in wall file organizers, and that's why the launch difficulty score is lower for it. So that is product research, guys. And last thing too, if you guys, I'm sure Steve told you guys in the question box, but if you click File, Make a Copy, so File, Make a Copy, that's how you can make your own private version of this workbook that you can then use to do your own product research and find your own beachhead products. So that is product research, my friends. And what time is it? Because we spent way too much time on that. 4:46. All right, so we are going to like speed mission through the rest of this presentation here because we spent way too much time on that. Hopefully you guys got a ton of value out of that though, because we went a little bit deeper into product research than we usually do. So hopefully you guys got a ton of value. But let's talk about finding a reliable supplier. Good news is you guys have already started to do this. Alibaba and AliExpress are really the only two places you need to go to look for suppliers. I want to find gold suppliers with transactions. Like I just showed you the one supplier that had over $1 million in transactions. That's a really good sign. Very few suppliers have over $1 million in transactions in the last 6 months. So I'm always looking at those transaction levels, and I want gold suppliers too. I can't get too deep into like what gold supplier means or anything, but just look for multi-year gold suppliers. Don't go with suppliers that are first-year gold suppliers, but 2-year, 4-year, 8-year, 10-year gold suppliers. Those are your best of the best. What you're going to want to do is make initial contact with 5 to 10 suppliers, and then they're going to send back pictures, pricing details, and whatever you want, really. And I'm going to give you guys a template to use. But from there, you want to choose your favorite supplier and pull the trigger. This is definitely it's definitely a piece of the process where people get really held up. When you need to go talk to suppliers, a lot of people get nervous and they just freeze up and they just stop right there. Guys, there are so many suppliers out there. Like for any given product, there's probably 100 different manufacturers for it. So don't feel like don't allow yourself to be sold or swayed by the supplier. This isn't a transaction. Most people think about buying products from a supplier as a transaction, as me going to Walmart and buying a bunch of stuff, but it's really a partnership. You need to think about your suppliers as your partners, and you need to find the right partner for you to build this business with. So make contact with 10 different suppliers, find the best one for you and your situation. Like I'm not looking for the lowest priced one. I'm looking for the best one because lowest price means lowest quality. I want the best one. I'm perfectly fine paying a little bit extra because that means I'm going to be able to charge a lot extra. So just don't get caught up on this part, right? And I'll actually show you guys on Alibaba really quickly how to do that. Oh, that's my website. That's the wrong website. So what was the thing we were going to move forward with? Wall file organizers. So if we're going to do wall file organizers, here is exactly how I would source this product, guys. This is an interesting design, and I'm going to reach out to this person just because they have an interesting like little cat design. So that's cool. How do I select this person? I click this little add to compare checkbox right here. Oops, and let me clear all these previous ones I have. So here's add to compare. So now I have the one supplier down here. Here is a 9-year gold supplier with $180,000 in transactions, selling what I want. Add to compare. This one's a little bit different. This is one of those metal ones. So maybe I'm going to put this in there just to see. I just want to be in touch with one of these metal wall file organizer manufacturers. This one's only a first-year gold supplier, and they have a lot of transactions. In most markets, this would be a perfectly fine supplier, but in this one specifically, compared to all these other suppliers, like they have a 1 year and 50 grand in transactions. This guy right below him has 340,000 transactions, 3 years. So I'm just going to select this one. Here's a fabric one that I'll select as well. I really like this one. This is the one that we actually compared. Over $1 million in transactions, so that's great. And here's a couple other ones. Here's like a slightly different designed ones. I'll also reach out to a lot of different manufacturers that had different designs and things like that, just to get a really diverse view of the pricing of different materials and things like that. This one looks kind of cool. So bunch of different products that we have brought up. I got 8 different suppliers. So now what I'm going to do is click this contact supplier button. What this allows you to do is send the same exact message to every single one of the suppliers you just picked. And then that's where you're going to take the template that I think Steve already gave you in the question box. But that's when we're going to go ahead and take the template, pop it in, obviously get it looking correct and everything. Oops. Yeah, so we're going to get this all formatted correctly. And then you just put in the CAPTCHA and send inquiry now. And then you're good to go. This message is going to get sent out to every single one of these suppliers. and then they're going to start messaging you back with all of the information that you asked for. Now, if you are in our course, because again, spoiler alert, we do have a premium training course and coaching community and everything. If you are in our course, guys, make sure you are using these negotiation scripts. I have really, really good negotiation scripts in the actual course here. So these are much better. If you get into the course, make sure you use these negotiation scripts rather than the one I just gave you. The one I gave you is what I used for a good 10 years, but now I use this one, and we even have domestic supplier negotiation scripts and things like that. So fun stuff there. So that's how you reach out to suppliers. Let's talk about negotiating with suppliers, and we have another 8 minutes until I'm going to start wrapping this up. So negotiating with suppliers. So first thing you have to realize when in terms of negotiations, again, people don't really think about negotiations correctly. Your first order is always going to be your sample order, right? So like when I reach out to a supplier, let me show you guys exactly what I do. When I reach out to a supplier, and I'm giving you guys a much more valuable presentation than we usually give here. So when I reach out to a supplier, and if you read this thing, you'll see how it actually works here. But what I do is I actually negotiate the larger, I negotiate the third order I'm negotiating. And I tell them that my company policy is that anytime I have a new supplier, we have to do a sample order and a test order before we can do regular sized bulk orders with them. That's our company policy. That's how it works. Can you work with us? So I'm negotiating the MOQ order, but I'm also telling them that my company policy dictates that there's 2 smaller orders that come before this order that we're negotiating. So again, negotiation is something I can't get too deeply into here. Like we have tons of stuff on negotiation here. Like, geez, even like negotiation strategies and hacks, contract points that you can put in. So I'm not gonna be able to spend too much time on that. But my point is, you have to position yourself correctly. Like negotiation isn't you bartering and like that type of negotiation. This is us saying, here's how we can work together. Can we make this happen? So yes, I understand that you want me to place a 1,000-unit order. However, my company policy dictates that I have to place a sample order with each new supplier and a second test order with each new supplier before I scale up into the bigger actual bulk orders. So really important to realize how that works if you're going to negotiate effectively in this. Couple different negotiation hacks. How much time we got? 6 minutes. Couple different negotiation hacks. Always use a separate email address for Alibaba and supplier communications. You don't want to use your email address for communicating with Alibaba. Like guys, I just told you a little bit ago that I sold samurai swords and katanas back in like 2007, I think it was, right? Let me see if I can find one of the emails. I actually just, like literally every single week for my entire life, I have gotten an email from that katana and samurai sword factory. They will not leave me alone. They will never leave me alone. And this is, I don't know how Chinese people are doing email marketing, but it's pretty much just spam, and they never, ever, ever give up. So my recommendation here is to use a separate email address, like create a new Gmail that's just willssuppliers@gmail.com and use that one. Because if you use your normal email address, you are going to get drowned with emails. Literally, like here is me emailing with, the last time I emailed with this guy is in 2012. And he literally emails me every week about samurai swords, still to this day. Haven't talked to a guy in over 10 years. So don't use your main email address because that'll be the end of that. Just create a separate email address. Like mine is mitchellimporting@gmail.com. Doesn't have to be a company email, just a separate email to talk to suppliers. You never want to be the boss. You will see that when I talk to suppliers, pull up my script one last time for you. When I talk to suppliers, guys, it's not like I am telling them that I am the owner of the company. I say that I am the purchasing agent for the company. Why? And I say my boss asked me to do this. Why? Well, there's a lot of different reasons why, actually, but one of the main reasons is the negotiation leverage that it gives you. Guys, every day, the most powerful CEOs in the world, you know what they say? When people come to them with ideas and things like that, they say, hey, that's a great idea. I got to take it through the board of directors. So even the most powerful CEOs in the world are saying, hey, let me take this up with the board and we'll see if this will actually happen. You never want to be the boss because that backs you into a corner and makes you, make a decision right then and there, even if you're not comfortable making the decision. So never be the boss. You always want to act like your secretary, your purchasing director, but never, ever, ever the boss, because you will lose so much negotiation leverage if they think they're talking to the final decision maker. Always respect Chinese culture and customs. You want to be over the top polite, over the top professional, and try to build a relationship with these guys too. Like Chinese business is very, very relationship based. The Western business world is very much based on merit, right? It's like, what can you go out and do? What can you get done? That's how you're going to be rewarded. China's a little bit different. Eastern business is very much relationship based. So it's who do you know? And I'm going to, keep, take care of mine, take care of my people and screw over other people, right? So you want to be friends with your supplier. If you are friends with your supplier, you can start to get deals and things like that that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. It's very much relationship based. So the better relationship you have with your supplier, the better you're going to do as a company. And with that, I think we will head to the end of the presentation here. Cool. So yeah, guys, I think these businesses are awesome. Anyone here can go start these businesses right now. These are super simple businesses, guys. There are very complex businesses out there that have all these different software tools, and you got to build a website and merchant accounts and processing systems and all these different things. This business is not that. This business is find cool products, source them, wrap them up in a pretty little brand name, and then sell them on Amazon day in and day out while you sleep. Once you get a product up and selling on Amazon, that's it. It's going to keep on selling. Yes, we want to improve our products over time. Yes, we want to improve our product listings over time. But that's the core of it, guys. Like this business is find a cool product, build a high converting sales listing around it, and then watch as Amazon pours customers into your product listing and ultimately dollars into your pocket. So I'm a big believer in this business model. Obviously, I've been doing it for way too long now. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, but it really didn't start picking up until like 2009. And even today, guys, like most people think that it's just too late. Let's look at this question right here, right? What percentage of e-commerce, what percentage of sales are online? So in 2016, it looks like about 11.7% of retail sales were made online. So guys, like everyone here knows that e-commerce is the future. I think it's really shocking to people to see that it's only 10% of the economy right now. It's only 10% of product sales in the US. And obviously over the next 10, 20 years, we're going to see more and more retailers go under. The Sears, the JCPenney's, the Macy's, all of these companies are going away. All of them are going bankrupt. And all of those dollars are going into third-party sellers' pockets like us selling on Amazon. So there is literally 10x the growth in this industry. By the time this is done growing, e-commerce is going to account for closer to 80, 90% of total retail sales. I don't think anyone disputes that. We all know that kids born today are not going to be leaving their houses to go shopping. It's all e-commerce in the future, and it's still got so much room to grow. It's still not even getting started, right? So huge believer in this business model and huge believer in you guys. Like if you're able to sit through a 2-hour presentation and not have any of the distractions interfering with your life, go do this. No one else can do that, guys. Very few people can even put themselves through a webinar like this and be excited and inspired about it. So don't underestimate how awesome you are too. Like you need to go take action. You cannot doubt yourself because I do this every week, guys. Almost no one can make it. Almost no one can make it. So if you're inspired right now and you are ready to go, you got to act on that inspiration, and you got to realize how special you are, because most people will never even take the first steps to launch this type of thing for themselves. So please remember this stuff, guys, as you're going out there and applying this knowledge. This is not just a theory. This is exactly what I am doing to this day. This is what I've been doing for the past 18 years. This is what I've helped over 6,000 people do. Again, over 6,000 people have already worked with me to launch successful e-commerce businesses. I've been doing this since 2014, helping other people do it. So these are the exact methods that every e-commerce entrepreneur I know, they are all using this right now, because again, if you know how to find good products, launch those products, and rank those products on Amazon, you're going to be a multimillionaire. Like, that's all you need right now, is let's just figure out how to do that. Find great products, launch those products, and rank those products consistently. Those are the 3 pillars. If you can do that, you're going to be wildly successful with this. And all you need to do is find more products to do the same thing with, right? So what's it all about? Why get into it at all? Obviously, no one's here for the money. You guys might think you're here for the money, but trust me, once you get to that $1 million mark, you will realize that it is not for the money. There is no more depressing time in an entrepreneur's life than the few months after they've made their first $1 million, because you lose your purpose and you have to find a new purpose. So all of us are in this for a deeper reason than just making money. A lot of us just love business. A lot of people here just love business. They love the fact that everyone out there is trying to change the world, right? Every politician, every armchair, everyone has their opinions on how the world should change, but only entrepreneurs are out there changing it. We're literally out there every day changing the world in our vision and saying this is wrong and this is how it should be. I love that about business. We are literally out there every day shaping the world in our vision because we think it's better that way. I love that about business. So I have a lot of fun with this stuff, and I think you should too. A lot of people, though, are just trying to create that side business that creates passive income and allows them to transition away from the 9-to-5 job, or maybe even, just get some side incomes to go on some extra vacations every year. That's perfectly fine too. Guys, this is a good passive income business model because, again, once you get a product up and selling on Amazon, there is some initial work. Like, we need to get a product launched. We need to ship this product. We got to do a few things. But once you get a product up and selling on Amazon, that's it. It just sells day in, day out while you're sleeping. Doesn't matter if you're on the beach. There's no constant maintenance that needs to go into this business. It's work on it whenever you want to work on it and move the ball down the field. It's not like it's going to fall apart if you take your eye off of it, which is how a lot of businesses are. And ultimately, guys, I know we are all just trying to make the money we need to live the life of your dreams. I don't know what your dreams are. It could be, extra vacations. It could be traveling the world and doing the digital nomad thing. Or it could be that you just are sick of your 9-to-5 job and you just want to do this for yourself. You want to finally build your empire instead of someone else's. Whatever the reason is, this business model can get you there. And guys, like I know there's tons of people saying that, but as I've shown you here today, like, this thing is blowing up. Over 50% of Amazon sales are third-party sellers, and it's only e-commerce, only 10% of retail sales. So there is just so much growth in this that the economic story of our lifetimes is going to be e-commerce and the transition from retail to e-commerce sales. And all you guys have to do is reach out there with your net and grab a few of those dollars while they're in flux, right? There are lots of money's moving. You just got to reach your hand out and grab a little bit for yourself. So I'm not sure why you showed up here today. You could be fed up with your current 9-to-5 job, looking to get out of that, get out of the rat race. Some of you guys have already tried starting an e-commerce business and you're just completely overwhelmed by everything that needs to be done. Guys, very few businesses out there lend themselves to the Google black hole more than this business model. Because if you go out there right now and you start Googling on how to start this business, good luck, because now you're learning about like Incoterms and ISF bonds, and like all of a sudden you become the world's foremost shipping expert instead of actually building an e-commerce business. So I completely understand. There's a lot of information out there, and one of the main things that I do for my clients is show them the right information at the right time and tell them, hey, I know that you're going to be afraid of this subject right now, but don't even think about it. We need to get to step 4 before we take step 6, right? So a lot of what I do is just the right information at the right time to make sure that you're not overwhelmed and that you're able to consistently take action and deep down know that you're taking the right actions at the right time. You don't doubt yourself. You don't second guess yourself, because that is death in business. I know a lot of you guys are already selling on Amazon, so congratulations to you guys. A lot of people are already selling on Amazon and just want to use the methods that we use in our e-commerce businesses for themselves. They want to use our SOPs, our procedures, our systems. That's perfectly fine too. This is obviously going to work. Our business model, what we're talking about here, is made to take you from 0 to $1 million a year in revenue on Amazon. So if you're over that, then don't join this program. Like if you're making over $1 million a year on Amazon, you can come to China with me and we'll have a great time there, but don't join this course, because this course is for 0 to $1 million from scratch. If you are anywhere under $1 million in revenue, this is designed to take you there and do nothing else, to take you to $1 million. So I hope you really get this one thing, guys. We've cracked the code on finding hot products and turning them into successful, consistently selling brands right now. It's changed my world, allowed me to do everything I've wanted ever since. Again, guys, I'm a high school dropout. I have no high school diploma. I am really screwing up the census data, right? Because I'm really helping out the average income of a high school dropout. So I wouldn't have been able to do anything I wanted to do in my life if it wasn't for e-commerce and Amazon. This changed my world completely. Guys, if this didn't work for me when I was super young, I probably would have had to get a job and go to college and get a degree and do the whole rat race, right? So this literally allowed me to escape the rat race. It's very near and dear to my heart, and it's very much a replicable system. Like, you can go out there and do this. There's literally I have thousands and thousands of clients and students that have already done this with this program and this coaching program I'm about to show you, but they did it with a version that's like years old. You guys are getting the most up-to-date version of this system, and you're going to be able to just go out there and replicate their results very quickly while also hanging out with us, right? Hanging out with me, all of my successful clients. We have a really, really cool program. Obviously, guys, you can make a lot of money doing this. You can create the freedom you want in a relatively short amount of time. Definitely not a get-rich-quick type of guy, right? I am StartupBros is not going to tell you, like, you're going to make $1 million next month. No. This is real business, guys. This isn't like get rich quick and make a few bucks on the side sort of thing. This is build a real business for yourself that is going to consistently generate cash flow for you, and that you could even go and sell one day or hand down to your kids or whatever you want. This is a real business. This isn't some internet marketing scheme. This isn't some little back-end manipulation of some algorithm. This is a real business that is going to continue to thrive for years and years. And there's all sorts of marketing methods that we talk about and things like that, but that's stuff that you apply to your foundation, to your business. Most people end up just spinning their wheels endlessly in marketing hell, running from shiny object to shiny object, because they don't have an actual business to apply those cool tactics to. So this program is going to give you some cool tactics, but it's really about building the core business, the actual foundational business that we're going to apply all these different marketing tactics to, so we can actually build something for ourselves. So what happens next? How can you apply this battle-tested strategy to build your own e-commerce empire? Obviously, guys, you have two options here today. You can take what you've learned and keep trying to do everything yourself, which is perfectly fine. This is what I did for literally 10 years. I was the ultimate entrepreneur that didn't do any courses or any coaching or anything like that. And it took me years and years and years to get there. Now what I do is I go out and I buy courses and I get coaching from the best of the best, and I'm able to quickly get the result that I'm actually going for. Guys, like, learning doesn't build businesses, right? This is one of the core problems with new entrepreneurs. They think that they can sit on blogs and even webinars like this and that they're somehow building a business. Learning does not build a business. You sitting on this webinar is the same exact thing as you sitting on Netflix, right? It's just binge consumption of content. So I need you guys to turn it around and start producing on this information. We need to start taking action, and that's what we want to do here. So I know a lot of people are going to take what they've learned today and go out there and keep on learning. And unfortunately, like, you can be successful that way. It's just going to take a long time, and you're going to make a lot of mistakes. and you're going to lose some money along the way. But anyone can be successful in this business model, guys. So don't think that you need me to be successful. You can all do this on your own with what I've taught you here today. It's just going to take longer and it's going to be more expensive. And that's perfectly fine for some people. Option 2, for those of you who really want to do it right the first time and get this down in the next 9 weeks, you can have me personally help you launch your e-commerce business on Amazon over the next 9 weeks. Again, this is a 90-day launch system. And in that 90-day period, we want to get your first product up. We want to get selling consistently. And we want to at least have those next 2 products in your product line on the way, ready to go within that 90-day period. So that's what we're going to do together in here. And that is what me actually helping you launch this thing looks like, right? Guys, I've been doing this since 2014 now. So 4 years we've had Ecommerce Empire up and running this training program. So it is super developed. Like we just got done with the 2018 updates, and holy cow, like this thing just gets better and better. It's for sure the best e-commerce course out there, 100%. So what does it actually look like to personally work with me and the StartupBros team and everything though, and all of our clients in there? So again, I have about 6,000 clients now. I've helped to launch these businesses successfully. So they've used the exact same strategy that you're about to get access to already launch successfully. And their system's a little bit out of date, right? You guys are getting an updated version of this. So everyone that I've helped, though, it's been new entrepreneurs. Obviously, most people I help are entrepreneurs starting from scratch, trying to generate that decent side income. But a lot of our clients have really taken it far, too. We've had 2 clients now on Shark Tank, so that's awesome. We had 1 client actually win the Shopify Build a Business competition. So we've really seen the whole gambit of types of clients in this program. And despite all the different routes that people take, we see a lot of common patterns. We see those keys to success. What are those critical mindset things that people need to have to be successful? And also, what are the common patterns that unsuccessful people are going to have? So we're constantly updating this program to push you guys closer and closer to success. And this is really, guys, everything that I've learned over the past 18 years, both through my businesses and through helping over 6,000 clients launch successful e-commerce businesses. This is everything I know in a 90-day, really tight 90-day system, and it is called Ecommerce Empire. Again, it contains everything I know about launching a sustainable and successful e-commerce business. So, Ecommerce Empire. I don't want to take you guys through all these slides because who wants to go through all the slides, right? But again, Ecommerce Empire, it's really going to help you navigate down that treacherous mountain of starting your own Amazon business, starting your own e-commerce business with a group of mentors in front of you who have already taken that track many times before, and a group of students alongside of you doing it with you. So you guys can actually work together and you're not alone in all of your struggles in business, right? Business can be very demoralizing if you're alone and if you have no one to really share those struggles with and share that stress with. But that's what this program's all about. It gives you the support network, the accountability network, as well as the actual content and workbooks and tools and everything that you need to actually build this business successfully, rapidly. Most people aren't able to build this business in 90 days, and that's what this program's all about. So let's talk about what you're actually getting in Ecommerce Empire. The first thing that is in there is obviously the step-by-step video training course. The video training course is, let's go check it out, actually. I won't even talk it up. We're just going to go check it out. I've already showed you a few of the different modules. As you can see, it is a very comprehensive and built-out program. Has supplier templates and phone scripts for domestic suppliers. And literally almost every single lesson in here either has like scripts or tools or worksheets or anything like that. So is pretty top notch here. Yeah, really good. So we're going to jump into a question and answer segment after this. If you guys want to see more in the back end, that's perfectly fine. But holy cow, is this one of the most comprehensive programs out there for sure. We even have here's a tool. So I gave you guys our product research workbook today. In Ecommerce Empire, they actually have the latest version of the product research workbook, which works even better. And we're even adding more tools. So here's your supplier comparison worksheet and supplier research. Here is your product demographic profile, competitive research of products. So, I mean, we have a lot of tools in there, guys. This is basically everything that we use to run our e-commerce businesses. So you guys are just getting, instant access to years and years and years of procedures and systems and tools and just tried and tested pain and tears that you guys are not going to have to deal with. So 8 modules of milestone-driven, action-oriented training videos and materials. Again, everything is very action-oriented in this program. We are not the type of program that wants to show you how awesome our businesses are. We want to show you how you can do this for yourself. So all of our training videos, it's not about flooding you with information and showing you how smart we are. It's about giving you the right information at the right time so that you're able to consistently keep on taking action without doubting yourself along the way. So we're going to give you action items and checklists to make sure that you're hitting specific milestones along the program. And that's how you're going to know that you're on track and kind of going at the right pace and everything. Tons of different like workbooks, handouts, worksheets, so many different things. Again, we've optimized this program around the success of over 6,000 alumni students. The 2018 updates are just now being completed, so you guys are getting access to the brand new version of the course that just came out. As you can see, there are tons of new materials coming out every day right now. So yeah, tons of stuff in there. Like I said, this is updated 2 times per year. Guys, Amazon is changing rapidly, right? It's a rapidly changing business model because of how quickly it's growing. So we have committed to updating this program at least 2 times per year, and you're always going to get access to the latest version of the program with no extra cost or anything like that. So even like 2 years from now, you're going to be able to jump in, and if you have some day where you're like, all right, I'm going to do some growth-oriented activity on my Amazon account today, well, you could jump in at any point, and you're always going to be on the cutting edge of the industry because you're going to have the latest version of Ecommerce Empire. And like I said, the 2018 version just came out. So here is what is actually covered in there, right? Module 1 is all about setting up your Amazon account correctly, setting the right mindset for success. A lot of the different pitfalls we see, like how do you need to attack this thing to be successful with it? That's basically what Module 1 is all about. Module 2 is going to be about selecting the actual product that we're eventually going to turn into a product line and a brand. So it's all about finding that first beachhead product. Obviously goes way deeper into it than we were able to today, along with a whole bunch of different things in product criteria. We even have a really cool like 30-minute video on the product lifecycle and how that works and how it's going to affect your products over time. So really, really cool program. Module 3 is going to be about sourcing the actual product. So I just showed you Module 3 a little bit. As you saw in Module 3, it is a really nicely built out module. Comes with all these different negotiation hacks that literally, guys, no one knows these things. Like ask for your sample cost to be discounted from your final order. Most people don't know this. Most people are just going to pay for their samples. Well, what you can do is tell your supplier, hey, I know you want to charge me $60 for these samples, and that's fine. I'll pay the $60, but I want to also get a $60 product credit so that when I order the next order from you, I want that $60 taken back off my next order. So you're basically getting free samples, and it shows the supplier that you're serious and you know what you're doing, because new sellers don't know tactics like this, right? They just don't. Creating a large fake client purchase order, right? Going to the supplier and saying, hey, Walmart just told me they want an order, but I need to price this out. So let me work with you to figure out what it would be like to fulfill an order for Walmart. And then at the end, you say, hey, that deal fell through, unfortunately. But now you know how their entire business works, right? These are some of the most advanced negotiation tactics available today. There's no books with these, nothing like that. This is pure my experience over the past 20 years. And this is stuff that does not exist in any other program, on any blog post, any YouTube channel. This is the highest level information you can get. Module 4 is all about beginning the actual rollout, the first orders, the first sales, the first dollars on your products. Module 4 is all about developing a brand around your beachhead product so you can actually dominate the competition. Again, and also like how to create high converting product listings. These 2 modules kind of work together. But like, guys, I know most people here aren't going to know like how to do product listings right off the bat, right? Well, we have that all covered for you. Here's an hour and 10-minute long video on all of the most effective product insert templates used on Amazon today. along with how you can get them done for yourself. So this is just, I mean, I'm pretty confident this is the best information you're going to get on Amazon. Module 7 is all about actually launching the product, and then Module 8 is all about scale. And again, this is a 90-day launch plan. So by the end of the 90 days, you should have at least one product up and consistently selling, profitably making you money every single day. And you should have, 2 to 3 additional products in that product line to expand the product line, expand your sales, and of course, that's all covered in the program as well. Now, lots of other parts to this, and I am going to speed right through this. Ahmed said, "I need to sleep. Can you tell me the price and everything?" So I'm gonna speed right through this, guys. Private coaching community. We have absolutely the best coaching community for Amazon sellers on the internet. I will go show you for just a second. This is where you're going to get all of the accountability, all of the coaching, anything you need. It is all here. And so here is the private coaching community. And as you can see, it is incredibly, incredibly helpful. This is where, guys, you're going to run into issues with your business that aren't going to be covered in some blog post or some video, right? Well, that's when you jump in the Facebook group and we get into the nitty gritty and see what is happening. How can we fix this? So this is huge here. And this is absolutely the best community for Amazon sellers on the internet today. It is incredibly high level, incredibly, we have software developers and the founders of all these different tools, and they're all in this group hanging out all the time just because this is where the highest level Amazon sellers hang out. Guys, high level Amazon sellers aren't hanging out in free Facebook groups and things like that, right? That's just a waste of their time. Great Amazon sellers, the real winners of the industry, hang out in these paid groups like this because it cuts out all the bullshit, right? Money tends to cut out the bullshit, and a premium private coaching community like this tends to be way more active, way more advanced, and way more responsive and speedy than any type of free community. So our private coach community has been around since 2014. It is massive. It is awesome, and you guys are going to love it. So again, you got the step-by-step video training, the private coaching community. I'm also going to give you tons and tons of tools and templates that we use in our businesses. Again, you're talking email scripts, promotional inserts, legal contracts, purchase agreements. I already showed you a lot of different things like the supplier comparison sheet, the product research workbook, but we also have things like Amazon email follow-up templates, templates for product inserts. There is just so much in there, guys. We've been doing this for 4 years now. So if anything's not in there, you can just email us and say, hey, please make a template for this, and we're going to get a template made for you and add it to the program. So that's how it works, and that's why it's just such a strong community. We are going to throw in our exclusive VIP discount database as well. When you join Ecommerce Empire, you're also going to get access to our VIP discount database. The VIP discount database has huge discounts, exclusive discounts on pretty much every single tool in the industry. So everything from Amazon lawyers, if you need them, hopefully no one needs them, but Amazon lawyers, trademark attorneys, Shopify, right? 10% off of Shopify, product launches, literally any piece of software or any tool that you could ever need in your Amazon or e-commerce business. We have the best discounts in the world on those, and they are only available to our backend, to our clients. So you're going to get instant access to that discount database as well, which has, I think, 70 different discounts on it now. So just a huge discount database. So to wrap it all up, you're getting the step-by-step video training, the private coaching community, my personal database of tools and templates, the discount database, and this is really adding up, right? The value is really adding up here. I do have 2 bonuses that I'm going to throw in today, and then I'm going to give you the price and let you guys get in. I am going to give you guys 40 different guest expert VIP coaching sessions that we've done. So you guys are going to get replays to all of these things, and I'll go even show you really quickly. So these VIP guest bonus sessions you guys are going to get access to. These are some of the biggest names in the e-commerce industry coming in and doing interviews, not only with myself, but also with our clients. Our clients are actually able to get on and do Q&As with them as well. So it's kind of like a community interview with some of the biggest names in e-commerce, and it's no holds barred. This is behind the scenes stuff that they do not talk about anywhere else because we keep this super private and super secret. So you're going to get instant access to all of these different VIP bonus sessions covering everything from handling refunds, returns, and reimbursements, or how to get virtual assistants and outsource certain aspects of your business, how to get more reviews on Amazon, how to get ungated in certain Amazon categories, listing optimization, bookkeeping, accounting, LLCs, and business structure, the art of the Amazon product launch, and counterfeiters. And so all this different stuff you guys are getting instant access to right now here today. And yeah, tons of different experts we brought in. We have literally some of the biggest names in the industry that we've brought in to do these community interviews with you guys. And we're always doing these. We're still doing these to this day. So you guys are also going to get access to all of that live training that we do as well. Now, guys, this is a crazy offer right here. So this one's not going to be available forever. But for right now, we're going to offer this. We're also going to give you unlimited access to our weekly live training. So when you get into Ecommerce Empire, you're getting obviously the Ecommerce Empire course, which is a comprehensive 90-day strategy to launch this business. You're getting access to the community where you can get any of that extra help you need to launch your business while you're going through the program. And the final piece of this, which is awesome, is the live training. Every single week, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I get on a 2-hour webinar with my clients, and we just talk about either high-level training information, or we do a general Q&A or anything like that. But every single week, we are going to get together on this live training call, and this is my opportunity to, you can see some of the things we talk about on here. How to add wholesale products to your Amazon catalog. How Kirsten Bradley hustled her way to $1 million Amazon empire. So this is a client interview. This is me bringing in one of the members of the community, and we're all able to interview them. How to source and manufacture products overseas. This is more about inventing products. How to create and rank high converting Amazon product listings in 2018. Business entities and intellectual property. Launching products in competitive markets. So many different things. And this is our weekly webinar session. This is where we're going to get together every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern and do some high-level training and a little bit of Q&A as well. So you guys are getting that right now here today. It's our weekly Power Hour training session. You're getting unlimited access to all of these. So am I going to be doing these in 2022? I have no idea. But as long as we are doing these weekly training calls, you're going to get unlimited access at no extra cost forever, just for getting in on today's offer. This is high-level behind-the-scenes training on what's working now in our businesses. You're learning from myself, my team, my mentors, and our most successful students. We have cash prize giveaways every single week. And again, these happen every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So our first one together is going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, just about 25 hours from now, right? So to wrap it all up, guys, you're getting the step-by-step video training, a huge value. We used to sell this for $3,000 alone, just the video training, but that was back in 2014. Now we've added a lot. We have the private coaching community, which I'm going to show you a little bit more in this community if you guys want. It is just outrageously valuable and outrageously active, and you're going to love that place. My personal database of tools and templates, so you can just copy and paste and start using my business tools and my business systems in your business. So you can just copy and paste and do it. 50 or probably 70 now different VIP discounts on all the top tools in the industry. And then we have 2 bonuses that we're throwing in today as well. The VIP coaching session replays. There's 40 different replays that you can see with some of the top names in the industry. And then also the unlimited live training, which is going to happen every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And you guys are getting unlimited access to this forever. And we have no plans in shutting it down. So, maybe next year it's not here, but you guys have unlimited access for the entire lifetime of our weekly training calls, which we've already been doing for a while. And as you can see, we cover some very high-level topics on these sessions. So that is that. And the total value there is very high, guys. This is literally like my everything but the kitchen sink offer. We really don't have anything else that we could even give you. The one last thing I'm going to throw in here is we actually have one other course about retail arbitrage that you're going to get for free. And we're also going to give you the event replays of our Import Empire Summit in Orlando, that big event we did with Damon John. You guys can also get access to that instantly right now today. So that is it, guys. This is all covered by a 90-day money-back guarantee. So if you have, any apprehension about the program. We have done everything we can do to make this as risk-free as it possibly can be. I literally had to call my bank a few years ago and I said, what is the longest longest refund period I can possibly give to where you guys aren't going to hate me and I'm not going to get charged crazy fees or anything? So 90 days is the cutoff, and it's perfect because this is a 90-day system. So you literally have a money-back guarantee, no questions asked, for the entirety of the program. 90 days, 90-day money-back guarantee with a 90-day launch system. So guys, I know that Ecommerce Empire sounds awesome. To a lot of you, it probably sounds too good to be true. But I've been doing this for a long time, right? I know there's a lot of people making Amazon courses and stuff right now. But guys, we've been doing this since 2014. So yes, we have put way more time and energy and money into our program than anyone else out there. So absolutely, I know this program sounds awesome. To some people, it might sound too good to be true. So what we've done is literally made the entire 90-day period of the program a refund period. 100%, no questions asked. I want you guys to get a refund if you're not seeing the results that you want. Or even if you are seeing the results that you want and you just don't want to hang out with me anymore. Like, get a refund, because ultimately, you and we could do much more business together in the future. This is just a drop in the bucket. I want to make sure that every member of this community is ecstatic with the training, getting the results that they want. And if they're not, like, why do I have your money then? I definitely don't deserve your money if you're not getting the results that you want. So guys, I'm putting all of the risk on me. Like, open up Google Calendar right now, and 89 days from today, put, do I want a refund from Ecommerce Empire? Because if you're not getting the results you want, just message any member of my team. It's an instantaneous, no questions asked money back guarantee to make it as risk-free as we possibly can for you. Guys, there are tons and tons and tons of results in this business. I don't even want to go through these slides, actually, because there's way too many now. So let me show you one thing. If you guys really want to see, like, how are people performing in this program right now, you can go to our community page, and in here, right here, every single one of these people, these are our six-figure showdown winners. These are our competition winners. So this is me actually bringing in Ecommerce Empire clients to interview them about their experiences in Ecommerce Empire and all of the pitfalls that they ran through and everything like that. And as you can see here, we have tons of them. So I'm not even going to spend, like, usually I would spend some time in these. I would show you testimonials, and I would go into the group and I would pull up the photos in the group, and I would go through and show you all the different charts and graphs that people are posting. And in that way, we could see how much money everyone's making. So here's John Ramsey making $1 million a year. He made $1 million in 2017. Here's tons of people. I could show you this stuff all day. Here's 36 grand in a month. Here's 155 grand in a month. So I could show you guys this all day. Again, November 25th, December 25th, 157 grand. Good for Kirsten Bradley. And again, we brought Kirsten Bradley in to talk to her right here. So guys, like, there's so much success surrounding this community. We've had clients on Shark Tank. We've had clients on Shopify. Like, we are ubiquitous now. So I don't want to spend any more time showing you guys the results that other people have gotten. I want to get you in the program so you can actually start to get these results for yourself. So what's going to cost you to jump in and create this business for yourself? Most of these courses, as we all know, are going for at least $2,000 right now. I've charged $5,000 to teach this one-on-one and literally could not keep up. If you Google import from China on Google, we're the first thing that comes up. So I have millions of people a year coming to us trying to get help to launch these businesses. At a certain point, I had to stop doing any one-on-one and just focus on our coaching and our course, because that's how we really create success. So I could not keep up. Even $5,000 a pop, there were just too many people. This cost me much more than $10,000 and thousands of hours to learn. Guys, I literally don't have a high school diploma because of this business. I spent so much time and energy making this business work that I completely abandoned my entire educational career, the entire concept of a job. I abandoned it all for this business model. So obviously cost me an entire educational career to learn this, but I think that was a good expense, a good investment. Most of our coaches charge at least $1,000 an hour. You saw some of the people like Porter Arisman, right? The vice president of Alibaba. He's not going around into any old group and helping them, right? We have some of the highest level people in the industry in our group on our webinars helping you guys out, and you're just not going to see that anywhere else. Our top clients made over $60 million, and it's just crazy. I can show you his graphs and stuff after that. Obviously, these results are not typical, right? I don't think many people here are going to make 60 million, but that just shows you there's no real limit to this business model. Like every big e-commerce company out there is using this business model. Fitbit, there's billion-dollar companies that are using this exact business model. So obviously, there's no limit to how far you can take this thing. 60 million is our top client right now, but who knows? Maybe one of you will be the person that beats this record because there's really no limit to how far you can take this business model. So that's what it costs to actually start these businesses. What's it going to cost you, though, to get into Ecommerce Empire? Not 10,000, not 5,000. The program usually sells for $29.97, guys, but like I said, we are in the middle of making those 2018 updates right now. So while we are making the updates, you guys are actually going to get an even better price here. We are doing it at 50% off today. And like I said, it's going to be 50% off until I get the rest of the training materials in there for 2018, the new updated materials. And we are almost done with that. So I would say like by Sunday, this discount's gone and we're back at the normal pricing. So open enrollment right now because we're releasing updates. And once all of those updates are released, which is going to be by Sunday, this discount goes away and we are back at our normal pricing. So big discount for you guys today. 50% off. That's going to be good. Again, it's not going to be the next 48 hours like it says on the slide right here. It's actually going to be good until Sunday night. I'll at least promise you guys until Sunday night you can get into the program at this current pricing with this current offer with the unlimited training and everything like that. So guys, to redeem all of this, to secure that discount and redeem all of those bonuses, make sure you use the Live50 coupon code. So let me show you the page to actually use it on. Excuse me. And I'm sure Steve is popping that in the question box right now as well. But guys, if you head to startupbros.com/empire, that's going to take you to the page to reserve your spot in Ecommerce Empire before the pricing goes back up. Again, guys, we are serious about that pricing change because like I showed you, we are actively updating the Ecommerce Empire program, right? New training materials for 2018 being updated every single day. So we have just a few more of those left. And once those are completed, the price goes right back up and we are in closed enrollment again. Right now we're letting people in at a discount since it's in between those update periods. So when you get to this page, guys, just go ahead and put in your name, your email. Again, the Live50 coupon code here is not only going to secure 50% off, so you just saw all the prices get cut in half, but it's also going to redeem the unlimited access to the live coaching calls. If you don't use the Live50 coupon code, you're not going to get unlimited weekly access to the training webinars. So you absolutely want to use the Live50 coupon code. And then, guys, we have a one-time installment or a 5-time installment. The one-time installment is $14.98 after the 50% off discount. And then with the 5-time installment plan, guys, again, this is a 90-day launch plan. So with the 5-time installment plan, you're literally able to pay off the cost of the program before the last installment comes due. That's why we have such a long installment plan. So you're able to space out the cost of the program across 5 months, which is pretty wild. You're not going to see that many other places. So you can get instant access and actually get started building this business now today for under $375. So pretty crazy. And that's with the 5-time installment plan. We do have one thing here called the guest access pass. So if you have a friend or a family member, a business partner who wants to do this with you and they want their own access to the webinars, they want their own access to the community, well, all you have to do is click here, and that's the guest access pass. That's a buy one, get one, basically. A huge discount on your friend's account or your business partner's account with the guest access pass. Guys, you can select between PayPal or credit. Either one works here. And again, this is all covered by a 90-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. So if for any reason you're not having a good time, if something comes up, if you're not able to put as much time as you thought into it, or if you have success with it and it just doesn't end up being the business that you really want to run, like just reach out to us and get a refund. No harm, no foul. We're not going to like you any less. We work with people all the time we have people refund and then come back to us, the next year, the year after when they're ready. So don't feel bad about refunding. That's what it's there for, guys. I started in business at like 12 years old, so obviously I've taken advantage of a lot of money back guarantees, and I expect you guys to do the same. So that is there for you to use and abuse. And guys, that's pretty much it. So you got everything you need here. StartupBros.com/empire. It's going to take you to the page to reserve your spot. You got the live 50 coupon code. It's going to knock off 50% off the price, as well as redeem a bunch of different bonuses for you, including unlimited live training calls forever. And it's all covered by 90-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked. I think that's pretty much it, guys. So we're going to jump into the question box right now, and Steve and I will start hitting any questions that are left. If you have any additional questions, go ahead and drop them in. If you want a tour around our Facebook group or you want to see some aspect of the program, perfectly fine. Just let us know. I'd be happy to give you a tour. And guys, if for some reason you want to talk to us outside of the webinar, there's a lot of different ways to get in touch with me or my team. The quickest way is actually at startupbros.com/empire. On the bottom right, you'll see this little chat box. So this is a really quick and easy way to get in touch with us. Instantaneously messages my whole team. So that's a great way to get in touch with us. You also have our phone number, 866-642-6669, and our email address, bros@startupbros.com. All of those are on the screen. And with that, guys, I think I will finally stop talking and rest my voice. And Steve, I don't see many questions, but any additional questions? I know you were typing up a storm. So yeah, any additional questions, let's knock them out. And guys, if you have any additional questions, pop them in the question box now.
That's right, guys. Now, I did have one marked here from Peter. He wanted to know, how long do I have access to the training? Is there anything that expires, like the community?
Yeah, like I said, guys, it's unlimited everything. So even the weekly live training calls are unlimited. Absolutely nothing expires. I mentioned the community being unlimited access, and I also mentioned you having unlimited access to all future updates. So yeah, like I said, it is a one-time, you get everything, no continuity fees, nothing like that.
That's right. Now, Edwin is wondering, is 90 days still viable to start making profit, even with the Chinese New Year kicking in?
Now, that's a great question, Edwin. That's a really great question. So, yeah, the Chinese New Year will certainly screw things up a little bit, especially from a shipping perspective. So yeah, now keep in mind that I believe the Chinese New Year is going on right now, and I think it ends on Friday. So we're almost done with it. So it's really not like this week is Chinese New Year. This is when everything's shut down, right? So yeah, I don't think it's going to screw you up that bad. A lot of factories still have people talking and like responding to messages during the Chinese New Year. But yeah, shipping is completely shut down pretty much. So things won't really ship out until next Monday. And but honestly, like people that are getting in the program today, if you're shipping products by next Monday, that's great. Like you are rock and roll with the program. That's a really quick rate to go through. So yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have done this webinar today if I didn't think you guys could jump in there and instantly get started. You should spend, this week and this weekend researching products. And then if you can get to the point where next Monday you're ordering product, that's awesome. And China's going to be busy on Monday because it's got to catch up from the Chinese New Year. But it's going to be back open for business on Monday. So
cool. Thanks for going over that, Will. Tony wanted to know, Will, do you know the success rate of the members of your community?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on your definition of success, right? I think, listen, guys, as you just heard, if you don't think you're successful, if you're not hitting your definition of success, then get a refund from me. So I think we have a 100% success rate on the people that don't refund. We have like a 10% refund rate, which is pretty standard in the industry. So what's the success rate? I think the success rate is 100% of the people that don't give up. Yeah, we could talk about that more, but like guys, your life is not a lottery ticket. Your life, like the great book by Peter Thiel called 0 to 1. And in that book, he talks about this concept that people are way too concerned with the odds of something and the success rate and things like that. The success rate is irrelevant. All that is showing you what percentage of people give up and what percentage of people don't give up. So like your life is not a lottery ticket. Your life is not dictated by the success rate of everyone else in the world. If you want to be successful with this, Tony, there's 100% likelihood that you can go be successful with it. Again, that's probably not the answer you were looking for, and that's probably not the best answer I could have given if I'm really just trying to sell courses, right? But that's my true opinion on that. Is that's just the wrong way to look at it. You can be like, I don't care. I mean, guys, 99% of the people that try to start their own business fail in life in general, right? So does that mean that you have a 1% chance of success? No, it just means that 99% of the people that start that task don't finish that task. If you guys want to be entrepreneurs, go be entrepreneurs, and you'll have 100% success rate. The success rate of like your life is not a lottery ticket. That's how you can sum that up. But in terms of like what's our refund rate, 10%. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I have some success rate. Like I'm not collecting the tax records of my clients and things like that. So I'm sure I could lie to you and say that there's this big success rate and everything. But to be completely honest, that's my viewpoint on success rates, how they work. And I gave you our refund rate. And obviously you just heard me. I really strongly encourage people to refund if they're not seeing the results that they want. So.
Yeah, and we do get that question usually on these sessions, but yeah, there's no good way to accurately collect that information. But feel free, drop in some more questions, guys. I see a couple more I have lined up here. Be happy to answer them. Storm wanted to know how many, how many in your Startup Bros team? I think Storm's asking how many members we have here in the office or on staff.
Yeah, we got 4 full-time right now, a bunch of part-time people, and yeah, that's Startup Bros right now. You guys, if you guys are really interested in Startup Bros, you can always check out every month I publish a income report. So you can see kind of like what our team and Startup Bros is looking like right now. So in here you can see we actually dropped a lot of, we actually simplified and dropped a lot of employees in 2017. So right now, we're actually getting ready to make a new round of hires. We just kind of cleaned out the team and have our core team now. So in the next couple months, I'm going to be hiring 2 new people and then probably an additional 1 to 2 people in the second half of the year. And that's going to be in Startup Bros. Again, our e-commerce company, I'm not even handling the staff there anymore. So I just handle the staff for Startup Bros now. The e-commerce company, yeah, like I said, like I'm not the guy clicking around in the Amazon account anymore. I'm the guy making strategy and kind of deciding what the direction of the team is going to be and everything. So.
All right, cool. Thank you, Will. Thank you for that. Tony also said, good answer, dude. Thanks. Appreciated that last one.
I'm glad you liked it because it probably wasn't like if you're on any other webinar in the world and you asked a marketer that question, I think you would have gotten a much different response. But yeah, glad you liked the answer.
Yeah, well, that's it. We got to be straight shooters anyway, because nowadays reputation is everything, and that's something we're really proud of. So, and I see a couple more questions popping in here, guys, but I think there's only 2 more, so drop some more in. I think, Will, what do you say? We have another 10 minutes here before we got to get going.
Yeah, 6 p.m. is kind of our absolute cutoff, but it looks like I'd be surprised if these guys took us beyond 6 p.m. though. So yeah, guys, we do have about 11 minutes left and 2 questions left. So we could probably take 1 or 2 more questions if you want. Any additional questions, go ahead and drop them in the box. We'll knock them out in the next 10, 15 minutes. And then obviously if there's any additional questions after the webinar, you have our phone number, our email, and also the chat box, which you can get in touch with us.
That is right. All right. Now, this next one is from Patrick asking, do you do events, and is there anything else you offer to your members?
Yeah, definitely. So right now we only do 1 event, and we do a twice-a-year event in China. The next one's going to be April 19th to the 27th. This is called Sourcing Summit, and this is like the 6th time we've done it. The first time we did it was in 2014, the same year we started Ecommerce Empire. So this is kind of like the people that really kill it in Ecommerce Empire and want to come travel with us and actually spend a couple weeks in China with us, sourcing products and masterminding. That's what this trip is, and that's a really awesome one. Outside of that, I do a lot of speaking. So I might see you at some events. This Thursday, I'll be speaking in Tampa at something called Startup Week. And then what else? On Thursday, I'll be speaking about this exact topic: how to build startups, e-commerce startups from scratch. Jesus, there's 315 people going to be there, which is way more than I thought. I thought this was going to be like a 10-person thing. So I'll be speaking at that. If you're from the Tampa area, would love for you to come out. I'll definitely be hanging out there and grabbing coffee with people and things like that. So I would love to see you guys there. If you're in Vegas, I'll be speaking at this event in March. So yeah, we do our kind of core China trip every year. And then I personally do a lot of speaking. I'll also be at the Global Sources Summit in Hong Kong in April as well. So that's another place I'll be speaking. So lots of different places you can, if you're asking just to get in touch with me and grab some coffee with me and stuff, that'd be awesome to do. Any one of those speaking engagements that I have would be a great place to link up and meet up and everything. And then if you really want to travel with us and really get to know us well and really become friends, the Sourcing Summit is kind of the end-all be-all way to hang out with us.
Very cool, very cool. And Edwin has a few questions here. Really three things baked into one. He's asking, does the course cover things like custom packaging, logos, and third, tax strategies?
Custom packaging, yes. First thing I'll tell you, though, is that packaging is not the smartest thing to do on Amazon, because what do you personally do, Edwin, when you get a product from Amazon in the mail? What do you do to the packaging? I'll tell you what I do. I rip the packaging to shreds and I throw it in the garbage and I never look at it. However, product inserts inside of the packaging, I almost always look at those. So why would you do packaging before product inserts, right? That's my big thing. Packaging is not that great on Amazon, doesn't do much for you, and it's pretty expensive. Whereas product inserts are literally just little pieces of paper I'm putting inside of the box, and those are actually getting looked at and read, and they're super cheap too. So product inserts, yeah, I mean, we cover packaging as well, but we go much deeper on product inserts because I think those are more powerful. Logos, we go really deeply into. No worries there. We have, logos are honestly like one of our specialties at StartupBros is logos. So yeah, if you go like even Google StartupBros logo, you can see we actually have like the #1 blog post on logo design on the internet. So yeah, we're really into logo design. I have a lot of cool methods on how to do that, and you can actually go check out my logo method for free. You don't even need to join for that. I'll send you a link. And your last one here is tax strategies. I bring in tax attorneys quite a bit to talk about taxation, but honestly, there's not a ton of tax strategies, right? Like at the end of the day, there's certain things we can write off. There's certain things we can't write off, and we have to pay taxes on the profits that we make. Taxes are a pretty cut and dry topic. Obviously, there's some exotic things you can do once you have a bigger company. Like once you have over $1 million, once you have over $1 million company, then you can really start to do some tax, avoidance strategies. But under that, like learning about taxation does not build businesses. And this was one of the main mistakes I made when I was starting out, is I spent so much time like, oh man, but when I make money, what about, it's going to get taxed then? How do I? So then I would go and spend days and days and weeks and months just learning about taxation. That's a complete waste of time. I wasted months of my life reading taxation books when I had no taxes to pay. So I just think tax strategies is a weird thing to talk about in a program like this because we're building businesses. Taxation is this simple little procedural thing that happens to any business or anyone when they make money. The government's going to want their cut. So yeah, I mean, we talk about taxes as much as we have to. To say like tax strategies, though, it's certainly not like a tax manipulation course. Certainly not. But we talk about how taxes work in this business, how to set them up, how to pay them, what to pay, what not to pay, that sort of thing.
Cool. All right. Thanks for clearing up. Yeah. Edwin says, rest in peace, the box. Yeah, that's the thing. Your product listing, when you think about it, serves all the functions that a box would in the store, because in the store, you pick up the box, you read it, you look at everything it has. But people buying online, they're using the Amazon listing for that. So once they've already got it, you don't have to sell them on a box. So yeah, Edwin says thanks. He appreciates it. Cool, guys. And we have a few more questions in here, and I guess these will be the last ones we're going to wrap up. Alina wanted to know, Will, do you know how many millionaires the course has produced so far? Do you have a number?
I don't know. I want to be conservative. Like, I don't want to just throw a number out there. I just showed you at least 4 people here that made $1 million. I mean, what we got? Dr. Ben, Dr. Peter, John Ramsier. I mean, it's at least 100 people. At least 100. Probably closer to like 250, but at least 100. At least 100. And this is a weird thing to say, but at least 100 people would attribute StartupBros to the reason they have $1 million now. They would say that we are the reason for that. I don't agree with them. I am just happy to be a part of their journey. Like, your success is your success. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking responsibility for you guys being awesome and getting shit done. So it's your success. And I disagree with this concept of like, this is my success story. No, you are your success story. And I'm just happy to be a part of your journey, a small part of that journey. But yeah, so I mean, there's at least 100 people in this course that would say that Will Mitchell and StartupBros are the reason I have $1 million today. Again, I wouldn't really agree with them. I think they need to attribute themselves with the success because they are badasses. But yeah, I'd say at least 100 people would say that. And I can list out probably 25 right now. And again, we've been doing this since 2014. So I mean, there's a lot of names I've forgotten over time. And yeah, so I would say probably at least 100, probably a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I mean, after all, we can only point you guys in the right direction and, create a safe community for you to interact. But at the end of the day, it's everybody's really done it on their own, even if, they had help. Because that's the thing too. We've learned a lot from the people that this little mastermind group we've really built up here. Because we don't know everything, and that's the beauty of having just a badass active group, is that everybody leans on each other. I mean, it's not just you'll see the 6-figure sellers are interacting even with each other because none of them know it all. I think really, if the one thing Will maybe hasn't emphasized enough is the community, being able to actually talk to people who are doing this. And that's the cool thing too, is you'll realize they're not any different than you. They started out in the same position you're in maybe a year or so ago, but they just took the action and followed the steps. And I think really the one determining factor is people who, they can deal with an obstacle. They're the folks that hit an obstacle and then game over, I give up. But the people who've seen it through are always that type that, they kind of see it as a challenge. And I think not only having that personality type to being a little more comfortable with the challenge, but also having that group of people who, sometimes you do need, a little support, someone to tell you that they've been there before and that, you're not the only one. So I think that's really, I'm probably rambling on, but in a way, it's sort of like a grandparent who's proud of their grandchild here or something. But, I see Will, he's scrolling through that too. Community is top notch. I have a couple more questions here though, before I keep rambling on. Tony had a good one. He's wondering, now guys, if I choose a product that I think I can sell, are you guys able to validate my choice based on your experience? Because I believe success in that first product will be very crucial.
Yeah, so here's a big thing. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. That no one knows if a product's going to be successful or not. Like I've done tons of products. So we do the sourcing summit event, right? And one thing we always talk about there is what percentage of products are actually successful for you guys. The best sellers in the world, multi-million dollar sellers, they're going to fail with 2 out of 3 products. Only 1 out of 3 products that they try are actually going to stay in their catalog for, say, 1 year. So 1 out of 3 products that they actually move forward with are going to win and continue to sell year in, year out forever. So that's the numbers we're playing with. If anyone out there is telling you that they know if a product's going to be successful or not, they are lying to you, because no one knows that. The only, like, business in general, we can make all the assumptions in the world, but until we push that product out there and actually try to sell it, we have no idea how consumers are going to react to it. So, and that's how the program is built. Like, it's not, I am not selling you guys, I am a guru and I know everything, so give me money and I'll make you successful. That's not what I'm selling you. I'm selling you the best training program and the best community of high-level sellers out there that has created more $0 to $1 million success stories than any other program or strategy out there. I'll be here to help. I'll be here to give as much opinion as I can and feedback as I can. And there's other sellers in there who give, even better feedback than I can. There are sellers in our community that are bigger than I am now. Like that guy that's making 60 million a year, he's killing me, right? So you're going to get a diverse set of opinions. Like, we're talking business. This is abstract stuff. There's not one answer to anything, right? There's multiple answers. There's multiple ways to skin the cat and get to that success story. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to help you out. You're gonna go through the program, but there's gonna be obstacles throughout that aren't in the program, and you're gonna have to jump in the program or the community, and we're gonna help you out there, or jump on the weekly webinar, and we're gonna help you out there. So I just want to be really clear with the expectations. Like, I am not personally validating anyone's products in this, because nobody can do that. Like, even if I could do that, I would sell that as a service, but no one out there can tell you with 100% certainty if a product is going to be good or not. I've created really robust systems to tell you if they're going to be good or not, and help you do things. Like, I'm going to teach you how I think more so than just telling you what to do. And this is why people love StartupBros in this program, is because we teach people how to be entrepreneurs. We don't teach people how to perform 4 steps and make $20 and feel successful and then have it all fall apart. We teach people how to be business people, how to be entrepreneurs, and how to actually be successful with this. So I think I would be doing you a disservice if this program was, send me your product ideas and I'll tell you if they're going to be successful or not. That would be a huge disservice to you, because you would not be successful like that. What's going to make you successful is understanding my decision-making process, understanding the fundamentals and how to make decisions in e-commerce, and we're going to spend a lot more time on that than, like, again, coaching is a joke. I just don't think, if you're doing one-on-one coaching, it's not as effective as a actual robust built-out system like this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, why would you want to rely on one person to give you the go, no go, when you could get opinions from multiple 6-figure sellers? It's just, yeah, the ability to leverage other people's brains is amazing. That's how I'll put it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I see one more question, guys. No, actually, no. I have 2 questions. Both are from Alina. The first one, she want to know, hey, Will, any speaking events scheduled for New York City coming up?
Let me find out for you. I have one thing in New York that I think we're doing this year.
Okay. And I see the Facebook.
Yeah, Shopify does a event in New York once a year with, like, its top 20 affiliates and 20, like, it's like a high-end Shopify mastermind thing. That is the only reason I'm going to be in New York, I think. And I don't even know for sure if they're doing it. So so I just shot them a message. Hopefully I'll get it back in the next few minutes. But yeah, Alina, if you're in the program, or even if you're not, feel free to email me later, in like a month or two, because I don't have anything scheduled in New York right now. But obviously New York's a popular city, so so I find myself in New York quite a bit. We'll be happy to meet up though once I'm there. And I see Storm and Alina both had a question about Canton Fair. Yeah, Storm, can you please provide more info on Sourcing Summit, how to book? Yeah, if you go to sourcingsummit.com, that has pretty much all the information on here. There is more coming. Like, this is only what is concrete. So for instance, there is going to be at least 6 more speakers and mentors coming up, super high level. Like that guy that I just messaged right here, he's actually my #1 guy at Shopify. He's super high up at Shopify, and he's actually going to China with us this year. So he's going to be added onto here along with his whole team. So that's going to be incredible. We're literally going to have some of the highest level people at Shopify on the trip with us the whole time. Kevin Reiser, who does a podcast, Nathan Resnick, who runs a sourcing company, Ash Manga, who runs a sourcing company. So the mentors and the experts on this are about to get much longer. This is a 5-star all-inclusive trip. So you basically just need to get to China. We pick you up from the airport, and we wine and dine you. We're at the Ritz-Carlton the whole time, eating super nice dinners and everything. It's not cheap, but it's much cheaper than it would be to go alone. We get the hotel about half off because we've done this. This is the 6th time we've done this trip. So the Ritz-Carlton loves us now, and they know we're coming back twice a year. The current cost is $5,997 per person. It is all inclusive, 7 nights, 8 days. So it comes with all the nights at the Ritz-Carlton, all the activities and excursions, all of the use of our team and staff, every meal from breakfast, lunch, and dinner, including some drinks. We do some parties and things like that with free drinks that are included. It's all out. Like if you want to have an awesome time, we don't make any money on this trip. This is just a mastermind trip for us. We have way too much fun on this thing. We really get to know everyone. We get super intimate, and it actually has. Let me do the math really quick. So this time we only let 5 people on per trip. I'm sorry, 30 people. We only have 30 people on per trip, so it can't go over 30 people. Only 30 people are allowed on, and right now we have 5 seats left. So yeah, right now, guys, it's $5,997. It is going to go up very soon because we have to limit this to 30 seats. If you guys are interested in this, like, get in touch with me. I know no one here should be booking a $6,000 trip without talking to me first. I want to make sure that you're going to get the value out of it, and everything like that. So there is a discount code that'll take this pricing down for you. But get in touch with us. Like, use this chat box, email me at will@startupbros.com, anything like that, because we don't just allow people to book on this thing. I do need to talk to you and make sure that you're going to see a high return on investment. We really go above and beyond to make sure that people have a high return on investment when they go on this trip or do anything with us. So if you're interested in Sourcing Summit, get in touch with me. I'll answer any questions you have about the trip, because obviously if you're going to travel to China with me, you probably have some questions for me. And so I can knock out any questions, and I'll also give you the discount code to actually take the pricing down, and also just, learn a little bit about your business and make sure that it's going to be a really high ROI for you, because we don't want people to go on the trip that aren't going to see a high return on their investment. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why it's really suited for people who, and correct me if I'm wrong, Will, but people who already have at least an e-commerce business rolling and kind of want to scale up. That's why I would think, and like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, that this would be maybe a little too deep for a newbie to dive into. But I know that we might be confusing people now with a China trip and the program and everything. So.
Yeah. Like I said, guys, we don't allow just anyone to go on the China trip. Most of the people on the China trip are coming from Ecommerce Empire. This is kind of what we do with our clients after they've already done the course. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to get to know you and your business a little bit to make sure that you're going to see a high ROI. So if you're interested in this, go ahead and get in touch with me either through the chat box or will@startupbros.com. And we will knock out any questions that you have about the trip.
Cool. Well, you guys got more than you bargained for on today's presentation. Got to see a little bit of the back end here, but I think that we have knocked out all the questions in the question box. Feel free, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Feel free to drop something in there, but I think we're good to go.
All right, cool. We're already 10 minutes past our cutoff time, so you guys kept us going. Guys, hopefully you really enjoyed today's presentation. Let's see how many people made it all the way to the end. Yeah, just about half the people that started made it all the way to the end. So again, guys, like most people can't even sit through a webinar that they signed up for. So if you're still on the call right now, if you're listening to me, like get out there and take action, guys, because you're the people that can make this happen. Most people don't even have the consistency in their thoughts to make a real business happen for themselves. You guys, by sitting here and focusing on this stuff for the entire time here today, you've already proven that you have what it takes. You just need to get out there. You need to stop doubting yourself. Self-doubt is the worst thing you can possibly have as an entrepreneur. It is a disease, right? So get rid of the self-doubt. Get out there, start taking action. Obviously, a program like ours is going to help remove a lot of that doubt. We're going to guide you along the path. You're going to know that you're taking the right moves, and you're going to have a huge community of successful sellers to lean on for questions and things like that, and support and accountability. So we have created an awesome way for you to go through this. But guys, even if it's not with us, you need to get out there and do this stuff. Watching webinars doesn't build businesses. Taking notes doesn't build businesses. What does build businesses is building businesses. You need to get out there and start making sales, making dollars, because that is ultimately what matters. So I guess we will call that a wrap, guys. StartupBros.com/empire to get started in Ecommerce Empire. It is instant access to everyone here today. Guys, our first coaching call together, our first live training call together is going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I will literally see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully you have some time to go through the welcome module and maybe even get started in module 2. And obviously, any questions that you have, I will be there tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern with Steve. We'll do a 2-hour training call just for Ecommerce Empire members tomorrow, and that's going to be our first training call together. And guys, if you have any other questions, you know, you got the chat box at startupbros.com/empire. Great way to get in touch with us really quickly. You have our phone number, our email, all sorts of different ways. And apparently we might even have Alina and Storm here on the China trip. So maybe we'll even see you guys then too. But awesome stuff, guys. I will see you in the community, and I will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on that live training call. Guys, hopefully you had an incredible time in this presentation. Thanks again for being here. And I guess that's it. Much love to you all. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. And good luck until then, guys. Jump in, take some action on the course, because we want you guys to have some questions for us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. So get in there, instant access, start rolling on it, and we will see you guys at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for our first live training call together. All right, guys, that is it. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Much love and goodbye.